On. Good evening, Crimson Tide Nation, and welcome to the 95th edition of the Alabama Crimson Tide Live College Show from yours truly, Jackson Johnson. And here with me as my co-host is Jeffrey from All He Talks Sports, where he talks sports every single day, or at least he tries to. But I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be in for a wild ride all right here, as it is only 37 days until Alabama plays East Carolina on ABC at noon Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Central Time. We'll be going over quite a lot on what we've been hearing on the latest for the Alabama Crimson Tide, all right here on Alabama, the voice of college football. How you doing tonight, good buddy?
Doing great, Jackson. Excited about the 95th edition of the Alabama Crimson Tide Live College Show. Again, only 5 behind Crimson, the Crimson Tide Show at 100. It's pretty wild how many shows that we've had on Alabama, the voice of college football. It's been a great journey, man, on both shows. Been very excited, to keep covering the Crimson Tide, man. We're going to be at 100 before you know it on the call-in show. And, right before the season starts as well, man. It's coming 37 days away until Alabama ECU. I feel like, everyone, like you always say, a kid in a candy store type of thing, but it's just – I don't want to say it yet because it's not here, but it's just the anticipation's building, whatever comparison you want to say. Like, I just, you can feel it, like when you talk to people. Like, I got college football fans I know in my life. I'm sure you do as well. But it's like they're starting to talk about it now. I've had several people say, man, college football's right around the corner. NFL's right around the corner, especially with the Panthers, where I am in North Carolina with the Panthers. They have the Hall of Fame game. For the preseason. That's August 4th. It's here, man. Like, if you don't like the Canadian Football League, and you're waiting for, college football and NFL, your wait is almost over. It is right around the corner. And Alabama, all the question marks we have, it's going to be very exciting to see what the team does this year. So definitely can't wait.
There we go, and we've got our first caller tonight. They always call him a Hellraiser because he drinks a whole lot of Mountain Dew. And he's from Ohio. Give it up for Caden, the Diesel Freak. How you doing tonight, man?
Gentlemen. 37 days. 37 days away until Ohio State kicks it off with week 1. We should have kicked it off at week 0, but that's the scheduling. But how are y'all doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing all right. We're rocking and rolling.
I'm in a pleasant mood because it's almost college football season, and you know what that means. Ohio State's about to kick it off, and you already know that, gentlemen. You're probably wondering, well, Caden, you got a red sleeve on the arm. What's with that? Oh, just a little nostalgia. Getting ready for the college football season.
I thought you were saying you're suiting up for the Buckeyes this year or something.
No. I wore that uniform, but no, I'm not going to suit up for Ohio State if you're wondering that. No, just a little piece of memory and nostalgia. So I got on a little memory. So 37 days. Geez, 37. I can think of a lot of guys at number 30 wearing a number 37. I was doing a little series on Facebook 2 Saturdays ago. I mentioned on Saturday. It was 30. It was going to be 30 someday. I thought of a player that was one of the best players in all Ohio State history. Number 36. Now number 37. Oh, gosh. Dustin Fox of the Ohio State University Buckeyes. Strong safety, 97 Rose Bowl team, and that upset win over Arizona, which would have been a national championship season if we didn't lose to the team up north. Facebook, Twitter recently, I did the blue poison dart frog drink dare challenge. It challenged me.
Oh, I saw a little bit of that. I was like, what was in that drink exactly? It looked like Gatorade.
No, it was actually it was like two mixers and Lucas Style Island Pucker. It's a whole combustion.
Go to bed, kids. Let's go to bed.
And this is not three adults talking.
No, we're good. I mean, we're all good. We're all adults here, so absolutely.
The only kids I see are you two.
Dude.
Yay.
Jackson's like way older than you, man. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna be 29 at September 30th. I'll be 30 next year.
22, and I've already done more deadly drink
22 as well. So it's like, see, we're all good here, man.
And I've done more deadly drink challenges within the last 4 months.
That drink looks like it's gonna give you some diabetes, man. I'll tell you what.
You gotta be careful on that, man. Gotta be careful. We got Sports Talk with Austin in the chat talking about the Cowboys, man. Maybe it's the year, man. You never know. I'm sure Caden has some kind of words for the Cowboys, but you never know, man. It could be their year.
The goosebumps are on my arms, and I'm feeling the energy, boys. And yesterday was also a very historic day for yours truly. Forgot to post. Yesterday, I was at a grand opening ceremony for a new dealership location I was invited to personally through one of our dealer suppliers at the farm. And most amazing moment, I got to meet the president of the dealership branch, and one hell of a time. We had barbecue together, and oh my gosh, it was just unbelievable. Unbelievable. I didn't think there'd be the day I meet the man, but I guess you could say I met another legend, so that goes on my checklist of legends. Jack, my legends checklist is already filling out, Jackson.
Okay.
What? I got legends.
Did you read the chat, Caden? Did you read the chat?
No, I haven't been paying attention to the chat. What the heck is anybody saying in the chat? Caden is itching his. If Caden wore a Buckeye uniform, your uncle is actually your dad.
That ain't what got me. The other one's what got me, man.
He just did. See, this is the problem when you have too many dumb people in your chat group, Jackson. And Michigander's one of those. And actually, he was one of those guys I dared to do the blue Amazonian deadly frog drink challenge. So, Michigander, you have 24 hours to respond and do the dare on camera. So, just so you know, I've dared you and all your Michigan buddies. So accept my challenge, or you prove my point. Y'all are just a bunch of delusional morons.
Maybe some people work or don't have time. Or,
do you want me to play that video to see what you mean? What?
Sure. You know what? Just sure.
Play that video.
It's not gonna get a shadow banned or something.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, what the heck? But it's gonna be interesting.
All right.
On this episode of Let's Get Fucked Up, and I'm
and
grow a set and making her giggle.
I love how you're skipping it, but it's still just insane.
And well, I can do a drink like a real man because I got grown set. Well, here's to y'all. Fuck you, Michigan, and fuck the Michigan channel too. Cheers.
Yes, sir. Blue Amazonian
That
poison
just
dart
looks
frog
like
drink.
Gatorade, bro.
There's no Gatorade in that sucker.
Are you sure that's not bleach or anything?
No,
I don't think he'd be here, Jackson, if it was. So
no,
right not.
It was actually a drink recipe made done by my best friend's father, who served in the Marines. So shout out to them.
Wow.
But
I bet you had fun recording that, didn't you? You had a lot of fun, right?
It was just like, if I can do it, I can do it. At least I did it.
that is the craziest response there. If I can do it, I can do it. Yeah, you can. You can do it. So that is that. Yeah.
But enough of theirs. Enough of the dares and all the other fun stuff that we do.
Michigander is just killing it in the chat right now.
Yeah, Michigander is just gonna be delusional as he always is.
Dude, hey, you might think he's delusional, man, but that you can't tell me that ain't comedy right there.
Michigander is a whole messed up wreck. I'm gonna tell you that quite frankly. But you know what? I'm excited. Buckeye football is going to be back, and quite frankly, I'm ready for Alabama to go back to back 10-2, 9-3. Quite frankly, because I still have my questions about Caleb DeBoer and that offense, especially with Keelan Russell, is who he says and who Caleb DeBoer said at SEC Media Day.
Think he'll be better than Bryce Underwood?
That's my question. Is he? That
should have been a yes, I would hope.
But I still have my Jeffrey. Let me finish. You didn't let me finish. I still have my doubts. He can prove it to be wrong if he can win the big games, and if not, screw up. So that's my one thing about Bryce Underwood. And then the news to Michigan fans, so that they know this: Jack Moynihan. I heard all the news and. That's my big question about him. So, is he going to live up to the legacy like his dad? Is he going to do what everybody says he's going to do? You know, like what they did to Arch Manning. Is he going to do what his father and his grandfather couldn't do? Win a national championship, Heisman, be the best of the Mannings? That's my question. So it's like, I still have my doubts about these quarterbacks. As far as Julian saying, if you're wondering, I feel confident. And as far as Chris Henry Jr. and Jeremiah Smith, we got a pretty solid offense, and our offense is going to be pretty good this year, and our defense is going to be as solid as it's going to be, and I ain't going to complain. I would like Urban Meyer and Jim Tressel coaching, but I like old school football. So,
do you think Urban Meyer is better than Ron Day?
Coaching wise, and just being the guy that brings the momentum in the locker room, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just because I'm used to old school football, like I said, Jeffrey. And I mean, Urban Meyer was one of those coaches that just came from that era, and just that.
I don't disagree with you on that, honestly. I don't.
It's like oh gosh. One of my buddies is a Baltimore Ravens fan was just mentioning this to me, Jeffrey and Jackson. It's like if Urban Meyer had like the dream team at Ohio State, all the best weapons on defense we could get, just on one team, and could win us consistent national titles. Like Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, Sam Hubbard, like all those cats, Shazier. Like all these cats in the same room, just whipping, and I mean putting belt to on everybody, including Alabama and Clemson. So it's like my buddy from who's the Baltimore Ravens said, imagine if it was like Ed Reed, Cam Chancellor, Sean Taylor, all them cats on the Baltimore Ravens with like James Harrison and all them. Well, you know how much Jackson, you know how much destruction that would be if all of them cats were on the Baltimore Ravens. Oh, you know how much destruction and how much chaos would that be? Think about if Ohio State had that much firepower on defense, or even more than that on defense. Jackson, think about how much chaos and destruction that'd be.
Last question I got for before we get to our next caller. How'd you feel about the media days this week, Caden?
Big Ten, honestly, Ohio Ryan Day just laid it out like he did, and not gonna lie, plain and simple, we're playing football. That's all it is, Buckeye football. And as I stated before, Jackson, the old school uniforms are back, which means two things. belt to rear ends, and win a national championship. This is the season that we're bringing it all together with every class we've got, with the class we got, and every piece of, and every high talented recruit we have in transfer. Because this is not even just a revenge tour for us. This has become personal for Ohio State. And honestly, Jeffrey, I'd take the Alabama hats off after November and even after the playoffs. Because I'm going to promise you this. If we play y'all early this year in the playoffs, just be ready to get belt to you-know-what in the playoffs against Ohio State's defense as an early preview to, what is it? I'm trying to think. Oh, what is it? Oh, that's right. September 16th, 2027. Alabama comes to this year.
Okay.
Jeffrey, can you,
dude? What I say months ago, I said you're gonna mention.
I'm ready. I'm ready, Jeffrey. And quite frankly,
not here yet.
I'm ready to get revenge on Alabama for not even just screwing us out of that title, but I don't know what the heck of them referees, quite frankly, and just how that game went.
I thought that you weren't supposed to complain about the refs in games.
I'm not, but just some of the calls that they made on our defense when we had them key significant shutdowns that got reversed, it just makes you wonder. Did you really have to make a call like that? Because quite frankly, some calls are just especially that Clemson call, which was
I mean that's definitely fair.
Dude, you're sounding kind of buzzed from that drink
I
you had
will say,
today.
I agree.
I'm
on the
not
Marvin
buzzed
Harrison Jr. in the Georgia,
but I
game.
will say,
It's not like Ohio State gets.
I'm just honestly fired up. I'm honestly just ready for football.
I'm like, kind of be careful drinking that kind of stuff. It's like that blue drink that did not look like Gatorade. I'm just like, don't be drinking that every day.
I thought it was Gatorade.
I only did it for I only do like these kind of things once in a blue moon. So it's like,
you said earlier that you're doing them all the time, but I'm just saying.
Oh, so like I have a list of drinks I do, but it's like I have a set routine. So it's like my morning, like I have like my morning.
Yeah, morning. Yeah, that sounds
drink.
like a problem right there in the morning. Yeah.
No, hear me out. I drink sweet tea in the morning or Mountain Dew. And then obviously lunch, I'll switch it either lemonade or something like else. Okay. But then once in a blue moon, like during dinner or after dinner, it's like, okay. I mean, like, is there a problem? Like, because quite frankly, I don't think there is a problem, but
as long as you don't think you have a problem, then it's okay.
That is all good.
I don't have a problem.
The second that you think you have a problem, then you probably do. So, I mean, it's good to be careful, like it's good to enjoy, the finer things in life. Okay. It's good to enjoy the finer things in life, but you can't
Hey, Jackson, hold Jeffrey for a minute. Could you actually bring my buddy up? Because I've got a question for him. I've got a question for Mr. Burks, please.
All right, one question, and then we're gonna let him have the floor. All right.
That's fine by me.
All right, Burks. What's up, man?
What's up, my guys? What's your question, Caden?
So, Burks, my question is to you. How are you feeling about this college football season? Because I want to quite honestly know. I know we don't speak a lot, but you know what? That's just, how things go.
I'm excited. A little nervous because we didn't make the playoffs for 2 years, but I am excited for Kyle Whittingham, 100%.
Touche. And Burks, I will just tell you, the rest of your fan base, I've literally been seeing it on Twitter. Yeah, it's a dumpster. Yeah.
I know, Caden. I know. That's why I don't go on X.
Michigan could become not a dumpster fire for you, Caden. Is there anything that their fan base could do as a whole?
You know what they need to do? Jeffrey, quite frankly, they need to hire a guy that's actually got some brains and that actually is a genuine guy. And in my opinion, they should hire Burks. Burks is the guy.
I would love it. I would love it, man.
Train them up and get them out, get their heads out of their rear ends, and they can say, okay, if you don't do something about this, you're fired.
Low key, Caden, that's my dream job. That would be my dream
the only
job.
guy with a set of brains big enough to figure out what's going on with that program. Because quite frankly, War Manual is terrible. And Michael Rubin, he'd be even more terrible if they did that. Because quite frankly, that guy is just, yeah, Burks and I had that conversation about Rubin, and Rubin's not the guy you want to be around with.
I agree, man. I agree.
And quite frankly, Jackson, to put this out, Burks is the smartest Wolverine of the bunch, because quite frankly, all of Wolverine Nation is not really that smart. Just saying.
What makes Ohio State's collective fan base smarter than Michigan's fan base?
Hey, at least we all agree, well, most of us. And the only reason I say our kind of fan base is divided 50-50. So then there's one half of Buckeye fans, like Burks knows a couple certain fan bases of Ohio State that are a little over the head and nuts. And then there's me and the other half of Buckeye fans. Our fan base, like our part of the fan base, says like, okay, Ohio State should have done this and this and this, and should have taken these measures. And it's like, okay, we grew up watching old school football, and then there's the other half of Ohio State fans that, well, Burks doesn't like, and quite frankly, I can agree with them. They suck.
Isn't that every fan base though? But when you don't like a team, you choose to only look at the bad fans.
Well, and then the problem is, I can see the bad fans in my own fan base, and that's including a friend of yours, Jackson and Jeffrey. And I don't need to say her name because, quite frankly, that lady blocked me on Facebook or no, on Twitter because I exposed her for, quite frankly, being friends with the dumbest Michigan fans on God's green earth. And I told that lady the one 2 words, or actually 4 letters, FAFO. And that's a fact.
What does that have to do with anything, man?
Yeah, I would
What,
not
Jackson?
Yeah.
What, Jackson? I'm the only Buckeye fan on here. That's just like me, the hell raising Mountain Dew drinking, foul mouth, finger gesturing.
I think you might want to add some whatever that blue mix was. It could have been gas, like Michigander said. It could have been bleach that Jackson was talking about, which I pray wasn't bleach.
No,
I have a better chance with gas.
Whatever it was, you probably shouldn't have drank it. I can tell you, but
I mean, I'm doing fine, Jackson. My health is doing fine. I actually just checked my pulse and I checked my blood pressure, so I'm good. But I'm the only hell-raising Mountain Dew drinking, truck driving.
But that's good.
Hey, Jeffrey, hold on. I was going to say I'm the hell-raising Mountain Dew drinking, finger gesturing, foul mouthing, truck driving, tough SOB on the face of God's green earth. That's called my own fan base out for being soft, and quite frankly, am the only one who's somewhat friends with the most hated Wolverine.
Is there anybody in the voice of college football, Caden, that you think actually knows football? Do you think there's anybody that knows football?
As deep, honestly. Like, are you talking like what that knows it 100%?
Community, everybody. Do you think there's anybody in the community? Because I mean, you say like 99% of college football fans are not smart. So is there anybody in the community that you think is knowledgeable on football, in your opinion?
There is like only one person, and I can say this person I've got respect for, and a few others. But there's one person in particular in mind I would honestly say, Lucas Hill of the Southern sports scene. Quite frankly, that guy is awesome as they can be, and quite frankly, he's that dang awesome.
He's a pretty awesome dude. I tell you what.
Lily Jackson, that's what I was literally just saying. And you know what? And here's a fun fact to you two: the only smart Michigan fan on God's green earth that's got enough brain cells is Burks. Like seriously, that's a fact. Burks can testify, but I mean that's on his choice, not mine.
So where would Michigander rank in the Michigan fan?
Oh gosh, Burks, you're gonna forgive me for this one.
That's fine, man. Go ahead.
Wait, that's right. You don't give a
Exactly.
about Michigander. He is a hole next to TJ, Johnny Olden, and John D'Animo, and Maze Man and Maniac, who are both, well, all of them are a-holes. What? I'm being honest. You asked for my answer. Here you go. And here's the dumbest Auburn fan. Jackson, your buddy Sergeant First Class Auburn, dumbest Auburn fan on the God's green earth. He can come in here and tell me otherwise, but I know he don't got enough guts to tell me otherwise. Sergeant, call your.
I think you're gonna regret that, but that's just me now. Because I mean, he was in the Kuwait War and the Iraq War.
I don't think
he
understands that there's anything besides football when it comes to battle. I don't think he gets that. Football is the only battle. There are more serious things.
Okay, football's the only battle, but I'm fine with that. I'll argue with any fan base on the face of God's green earth, unless their fan base can't tell me otherwise. And clearly, Auburn fans are just as terrible as Michigan fans. Well, a majority of Michigan fans, minus one Michigan fan, who's actually got some brains, for one. But I don't need to get into that.
The only reason Caden likes Burks is because Burks.
Whoa! Hold on, Jeffrey.
I mean, that's the facts, though. Like, if Burks liked any
can we just clarify that?
You wouldn't even like him. I think Burks.
Whoa.
But there's nothing wrong with some of the other guys that you think suck either. Some of them are fine. There's nothing wrong with them, man.
Jeffrey, can I be clear about that? I respect Burks. I respect.
So you don't like Burks. You just respect Burks. Okay, let's get that right. My bad.
Okay.
Can we get that right? Because clearly I was going to clarify until you interrupted me. So
no, I'm just trying to clarify what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, clarify. You just wanted to get a laughing moment out of that, Jeffrey.
Hey, it's very.
Well, Caden, we're gonna go
and do me a favor to the both of you. Take them stupid hats off, because quite frankly, they look terrible on you.
Roll.
Right. Excuse me, I got a good hat from a legend.
State of Michigan banner like we do every week, but it's Roll Tide Roll.
Hey, you don't see me wearing an Ohio State hat around here. I mean,
no.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and let you go because we've got a lot of callers waiting.
Hey, Caden, last point before we get to our next caller. What are your thoughts on what Michigander just wrote?
Oh, hold on here. I gotta fix my phone here. Gosh dang it. I was reading the oh. That is so.
I think that would not end well.
I didn't say it.
That would not end well for the rest of us.
No, that would be the dumbest. That's the dumbest thing he said so far. That's tell me you didn't just say that. Tell me you did not just say that moment.
He's trying to turn it into WWE.
Oh God.
Okay.
Like seriously, that's a good call right there. Okay.
Well, we'll go ahead and have the little match next Thursday. All right, man. We'll set it up, man. So we'll go ahead. And...
you know what, gentlemen? It's good talking to you, Burks. Another day, and roll Buckeyes, roll Buckeye Nation, baby.
I'm bleeding right now.
Come on now, Buckeye Nation. Scarlet and gray all the way. And let's get that 10th national title and bring it home to Columbus, baby. Roll, Buckeyes, roll, and let's torch the tide, son. Woo woo!
Our slogan is so cool. Our catchphrase is so cool. He stole it, man.
Oh man. Well, we didn't get to hear Burks on the full thing.
No.
We'll get him back. No worries. Well, we got Will and D on the line.
Will, how's it going?
Going good, guys. I'm dealing with a sunburn injury, so I'm not going to show my face. But
that's tough, man. I've been there.
I mean, not sunburn, jellyfish. I got stung by jellyfish, but
not been there.
Yeah,
that sucks. Hopefully,
but did you guys see Signetti? What did you think about Signetti's?
I haven't seen much of what he said. I have lack of time today, or the last couple of days, really. I've missed a lot of comments, but I did, as I've been here, I've scrolled a little bit online. I did see he was like Big Ten's the best, and Stephen Cherry did point out he's propping up the Big Ten. He's got some smack talk going on, so not surprising from Signetti, man. Not surprising at all.
Mm-hmm. But it's just so crazy how so many people just really are preying on Signetti's downfall, man. I don't know if.
Well, it's because of the fact that they don't like that he is having success at a program that isn't supposed to win. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. I mean, if he was at Georgia or even Alabama and he was winning and saying the stuff he said, people wouldn't like him. But they're praying for the downfall because, like, well, he's not supposed to be doing it at Indiana. So they're just hoping he fails. I mean, which I don't understand it, honestly. I mean, to me, as I've said before, this is what makes college football good. Like, Indiana has given other programs belief that, hey, we can do it now. We can have success if we put the effort in, get some decent NIL, get the right coach, get the right culture. We can win. I don't know why people are preying on the downfall. It just goes to show, unfortunately, that a lot of people are just, they want the same old, like music, like the same chord progression, right? For 4 minutes. I mean, people want the same thing over and over. 90% of college football fans are content with Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Texas, all the same teams winning every year. I don't get it. To me, I think that.
I mean, how do they think college football was created?
Ignorant's not the right word, because some of these people they're not ignorant. They just like what they like, and they like the same old. I don't agree with it. I think to me, I feel it's foolish to want the same thing, because change isn't the right word either, because change can be good or bad, but it's just irregularity, uniqueness, differences, right? Like having a team like Indiana do what they did, is just, it gives people a reason to watch outside of, hey, Georgia won again, Bama won again. Those other teams, like, hey, I'm a Minnesota fan. Maybe we can do that. I mean, it's not likely, but I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people just don't like Signetti because he did what was not supposed to happen. And for me, that's why I like him. I think it's cool that he did what he did. I mean, again, I'm an Alabama fan, but I respect Indiana for being bad as a fan years ago, and he ended up turning around. I mean, if I wasn't an Indiana fan at all, then I would still respect Signetti heavily. But because I do indeed like Indiana, then I really like Signetti. But I would have liked them regardless, pretty much. I mean, sometimes you can get a little frustrated when someone is, I guess, a little, sarcastic or, a little overconfident or whatever. And you can take some of what he says a little out of context, I guess, and make it where you don't like him. But I think most of what he says is genuinely true. And I think a lot of what he says is very justified. So, I mean, if he went 5-7 after saying all that he said, winning all that, I Google me and stuff, I can understand people trashing him, but the dude just won a natty.
Yeah.
He proved that he was legit. And now people want his downfall for what? Even if he does have a downfall, you still can't take that natty away. Okay. He still won a natty in Indiana. I feel like a lot of people are forgetting that as well. He won a natty at Indiana. It doesn't matter what kind of NIL support he got. It doesn't matter how comparable the money is compared to Ohio State and Alabama, Georgia, and Texas. I mean, he won a national championship at Indiana, the losingest program in Power 5, Power 4 history. And the fact people don't like it, it's just because they don't like the fact that they're threatened. They don't like the fact that their team has to now compete with this team. Like, for example, even your coach, Marcus Freeman, made a great point. I don't like having that down there. He's like, that makes it tougher on Notre Dame. It makes it tougher on everybody because you have another team that's a problem. So I get it from that standpoint why fans don't like it, but to pray for its downfall, I feel like that's a bit much. But that's just
and honestly, yeah, I'll tell you this. I'm excited about what the upcoming season will bring. I mean, it's going to be fun, honestly.
If I don't know if Trojan Fight is talking about Indiana playing only 3 ranked teams in 2 years. That's not true because Indiana this past season played a ranked Oregon, and they played a ranked Iowa, and they played a ranked Illinois, and they played a ranked Ohio State and a ranked Bama. I mean, I get if you're talking about regular season, they still played 3 in the regular season because he's saying last 2 years. The year before, they played Michigan, and then they played – well, Michigan actually wasn't ranked, right? Were they last year?
No,
they weren't. Well, they played Ohio State, and they played Notre Dame, so that's 2. But then they played 3 in the regular season this past year. That's 5. And then obviously the entire playoffs and the Big Ten Championship game, you're adding 8, 9, and 10 games on there. So it's not like they didn't play anybody. They had 3 ranked games last regular season. Indiana's schedule was not as cupcake as everybody was saying. I'm not saying it was the toughest in the world, but it was definitely tougher than 2024 by far.
2024 was cupcake, but not last year.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, I'm ready for fall camp to come for the Crimson Tide, so that's going to be fun because it's coming.
What are you most excited for, Jackson?
I'm excited about our defense, but I'm excited to see what our offensive line's going to look like because it's a lot better. It's going to be a lot better than it was last year.
Dude, I just want the run game to be better. I know a lot of people are saying like, oh,
you fix the offensive line, the run game will be able to fix itself.
Modern day college football, you don't need the greatest run attack. That's what a lot of people are saying. And I don't disagree with that completely. I mean, it's definitely not as important as it used to be 20 years ago, but I still think you have to have a competent run game. And I would like to see Alabama at least be average again. I mean, it would be nice for them to be good because that's always been a bread and butter staple of Alabama's success is the run game. But last year was just awful. Like every time they ran the ball last year, like 99% of the time, you knew it was going to go nowhere. I mean, every now and then they'd break something, but there was no pressure on for the defenses of other teams. Like Alabama's not a threat on the ground. I don't know.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. And who do you guys think with the quarterback battle? Do you think it's going to be Mac week 1?
I mean, it's so tough to say. I mean, everybody's leaning Russell, but I don't know, man. I mean, it's tough to know because you've seen them both in practice, seen them both spring game and all that, and they both played well. I mean, Russell put up more stats, so they played him more in the spring game, but I mean, I don't know. I think Russell's more likely. Mac's definitely like the safer choice. Like he's probably his floor is probably higher for now. But I mean, Russell's ceiling is absolutely higher. It's just whether Russell's ready. I mean, if DeBoer thinks that Russell is ready to go, I would just go ahead and start him. You know, if there's some growing pains, I feel like Alabama fans would be a little more lenient with a misstep early on in the season, like at a Kentucky or at Mississippi State, if Russell's the starter. Mac's a starter, then everybody's like, well, you should play Russell. You should play Russell. So it's like, I wouldn't be against Mac, but all I know is if Alabama drops an early game with Mac as the starter, then all you're going to hear is, you should have gone with Russell, and it's just going to get toxic fast. So it's like, I think Russell's more the safe bet. It's just the sad thing is, if Russell struggles too, then he could lose confidence. I mean, you got to be very careful, you know, with starting a guy that is young because you don't know if he's ready. I mean, it's like Michigan with Bryce Underwood. Is Bryce Underwood's career forever screwed because he got thrown in there immediately? I'm not saying that's the case. He could get better, but he was awful. It's tough for a quarterback, you know, to suck. You know, I mean, it's why it's good to sometimes give him a year or two to wait before you play him. But what do you think, Will? I mean, do you think it's going to be Russell? I think it's going to be Russell, but what do you think?
I mean, you guys only play like when's your guys' first tough game? I know you guys have Florida State. That shouldn't be
At
tough.
Kentucky, I mean, if you count it. The only reason we're counting it
Yeah.
is because they lost at Florida State last year. Anything's possible.
I mean, I would
South
start
Carolina
off with
gives
Russell.
us a hard time. You know, they've been giving us a hard time the last 2 years, so I could see South Carolina being that really tough home game, honestly. I mean, like, I won't be I won't be going down on Florida State too much, but still don't count out your opponents ever.
No, I mean, I don't do that anymore anyway because Saban's gone. And
I mean, it's
in the
Ashton
DeBoer
Daniels
era-
starting at Florida State, though, right? You should be. I mean,
Mhm.
Yeah, in the DeBoer era, Alabama's not been consistent against mediocre opponents. We've dropped plenty of games to mediocre opponents that we, again, out of the 8 losses DeBoer has as Alabama coach, 5 of them were to teams that sucked, pretty much. That's not good. I mean, if out of those 8 teams, 7 of them were ranked, they'd be a little better, but 5 of them were garbage. They should have not lost those games. But it is what it is. I don't know. I looking at Trojan fights coming by the receiver room. I mean, Alabama outside of Ron Coleman Williams doesn't really have a lot of big names. You know, I mean, obviously Sedarian Moore.
But that's the element of surprise.
But Noah Rogers, when healthy, is a good player. He's just
And there's Lazier
hurt.
Brooks.
And then you can't forget about Lazier Brooks. He kind of had a Charlie Becker coming out party mid to late in the season. Obviously not to the degree of Charlie Becker because Alabama's passing game, when Lazier Brooks was starting to improve, regressed. So he started not getting touches anymore. But he did improve second half of the season, so he might be ready to go. And then obviously you've got some other guys in there that could challenge. But, I mean, it'd be huge for Alabama if Noah Rogers can get healthy fast and if, like, Sedarian Morgan breaks out immediately, which is very well possible. So, I mean, Alabama's got options at receiver. But it's going to be huge if Ron Williams can semi-replicate his freshman year, too. There's a lot of question marks. I mean, there's a lot of question marks for Alabama because if Ron Williams doesn't look like he did, you know, freshman year and the other receivers don't really step up and then the O-line doesn't improve, I mean, there could be a lot of problems. If Russell's not ready, I mean, it could get bad. But I don't think all those things are going to happen. I don't think all those things are going to be poor.
mhm.
All right, man. Anything else for us?
No, thanks, guys.
Oh, anytime, man. You
Appreciate
stay
you
safe.
coming
Stay
on, Will,
cool.
and hopefully you feel better from what you're going through right now, man, with the jelly.
Yeah, I know how SpongeBob feels now.
Yeah, I
There you
hate that
go.
for you, man. I don't want to ever experience that. I'm sure it sucks.
There we go. And we've got Bert's back online, so we'll go ahead and take his call for a little bit. How you doing tonight,
Oh
good buddy?
shit, bro.
Okay. So how you doing tonight, man? Like, your mic. Okay, I guess he went off for a moment.
He's probably having like connection problems. Maybe.
Well, yeah, but while we're waiting for him, we'll just go ahead and tell you about how the Alabama Crimson Tide Live College Show is presented by FanDuel, where you can get top-notch predictions in the world of college football, NFL, NBA, WNBA, Major League Baseball, and much more, including on what's going on with Major League Baseball. So we got some Friday games coming up. Saw Carl Ravage called the Braves tonight. I thought that was pretty cool. So I guess they're letting him call a few select games until the season's over, I guess. So, you know, he's not going out in a whimper. He's going out like a man. That's the thing about him. So as much as we hate that he's getting screwed over by ESPN, on the bright side, he's going out with a bang. So there we go. So we got Yankees Cubs looking like one of the rematches of the World Series titles that we saw from the Great Depression era, 1932. I mean, everybody was depressed from 1932. It's all in black and white. No, but in all seriousness, though, like Babe Ruth.
I think there were other reasons to be depressed as well.
Well, yeah, like Babe Ruth smacking home college shots on the Cubs, hitting home runs off them. I mean, that'll make you depressed if you're the Cubbies. I mean, that would make me depressed if I'm the Cubs too. But I mean, the over under, you know, on the line, 1.5. plus 1.5 for the Yankees. Man, what's going on over in New York? Are they doing something?
I don't
really
think they're having a great year.
Well, yeah, I think I'll chance it with the Yankees over the Cubs. Go plus 1.5. The over under being 9 runs. I'll go ahead and say over 9 runs. I'll go with the plus 122 on the money line. And looking at the Cardinals Blue Jays, I'm not betting on Braves. I'm not doing that again. Every time I do that on these shows, it backfires heavily. Although maybe it'll be different in the postseason. But which one of these games do you like on the Friday lineup, Jeffrey?
Is there any game with the Athletics in it? Oakland A's.
Let's see. There it is.
All right, I'll pick Detroit.
minus 1.5.
Detroit minus 1.5. Hey, sorry, the A's and the Rockies. I think the Rockies are doing a little better, but usually those two teams are always losing.
Are we gonna say like a bad beat? That's what I wonder. That's my question. Oof, that'd be a question.
Don't pick Detroit. Well, I think the A's are worse, though, right? I'm not I don't know as much about baseball as some people, but I know the A's aren't very good.
Oof.
I know Schwarber's having a great year. I don't know if he's still the leader in home runs. He was for a lot of the season, but he is having a great year for the Phillies. Even though the Phillies their record's not the best, despite having one of the best hitters in the game. Ooh. Okay, well, my other pick then, I'll still say Detroit, I guess. But the other pick, what was what was the other game on there? The one below the Reds and the Pirates. I couldn't remember that one. What was that?
Below the Reds and the Pirates, that was Phillies and Orioles.
Pick the Phillies.
Ugh. I'm gonna go with the Orioles.
Of course.
I want to see the Orioles hurt their feelings a little bit.
You don't like the Phillies.
Not the. No,
I don't like the Phillies either. I just like Schwarber, man. IU alum, great hitter. Yeah. It's kind of more like the player, not the team. Kind of like Austin likes Lamar Jackson, not the Ravens. Same thing.
Oh man. And we got Bert's back online, I guess. Can you hear us, Bert's?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud clear.
Oh, finally, dude. Sorry about that, man. Oh, shit. Yeah. All right. Yeah, man. I have a quick question, Jackson. Whatever happened to your Voice of College Football After Dark show? Did you guys discontinue that?
It went in a different direction. So, because of the last few shows, but that's more of a, you might want to send an email to voicecollegefootball@gmail.com about that if you want to.
Okay, because I think I know the reason why, but I don't want to discuss it because, let's just say a person got harassed in the chat and probably told Mark, and then Mark, and I don't know, maybe that could be it, but I'll email them. Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I would just send an email about that, or just send an email to the boss about it. So.
Okay, sure. Okay, cool. So did you guys see the evaluation of the college football programs? Did you see that list of it showed Alabama number 6, which I'm actually not surprised there because I feel like they're they've not been winning championships, and plus Alabama's it's a blue blood no matter what, but it doesn't have that global reputation. And I think their fan base is probably up there too. Maybe back when they were winning championships, right? They were probably top 5 fan base for sure, right? That's what I feel. And then you saw, I don't know if you saw it, but I nailed those 3. That's what my prediction would be. It would be Texas number 1. They definitely have the biggest brand, I feel, in my opinion. I think Ohio State is number 2. Notre Dame's 3. Michigan 4, no matter what. Michigan's always been 4 in valuation, fan base, biggest. I always feel like 4 is that number. Greatest programs of all time. They're top 5. It's always Michigan and top 5 in everything. Same with Ohio State, and stuff like that. But I don't know what you guys feel feel about Alabama being at number 6 in the greatest program, or not greatest, the greatest valuation? Do you guys agree with that or no?
I mean, when it comes to like, if it was greatest program, I'd be like, no way. But
Yeah.
obviously, valuation is different. There's a lot more that
Yeah.
goes into it. You know, media reach, I guess, like fans, money. I mean, NIL probably. There's a lot of factors, and I mean, we have discussed pretty frequently on past shows about the fact we don't think Alabama has the highest NIL by no means in college football. Like the teams you commonly hear that has like a ton of NILs, Michigan, Oregon, Texas, Miami, even Ohio State, you know, teams like that. Alabama has a lot of NIL and they're doing great, but they're not as high as those other teams. I don't know. That probably affects valuation. I mean, some teams have bigger alumni bases as well. Like Alabama's got a lot of alumni, but I don't know, you know, if they have as many as some schools. Plus, you know, maybe they don't have the richest alumni as some other schools. There's a lot of factors that go into this thing. But I mean, 6th isn't bad. I mean, it's obviously you want to be number 1, but I mean, I think that those are kind of some reasons. I could be completely wrong, but I think those are some of the reasons why we're not number 1 or top 3 or 4 like most people probably would think. But you know, still not bad.
Yeah, I think population too, like by state, like Texas, you know, there's a population of 30 million plus, right? And a lot of them not go to Texas, man.
Too. Like Texas is like their population exploding.
Exactly.
Some of the fastest growing cities in America are in Texas. Alabama is a much smaller state, so the reach is not as high.
No, and I will say this: if they did not have the dynasty Alabama, I personally feel that valuation would go down. They would not be number 6. I think the Nick Saban really made a lot of like bandwagon Alabama fans, because I live in Chicago, man. So many kids in my high school, dude, had Alabama hoodies. They all lived in the hype and all that stuff, dude. It's crazy. It's disgusting, man. Like none of them wanted to root for. I'm not saying in a bad way. I'm just like, yo, you're from the Midwest. Support Michigan, Ohio State, Notre Dame. Why Alabama? But no, they want to hit the bandwagon like New England Patriots.
Hey, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I totally do not disagree with that. I live in North Carolina. It's the same story. I see not as much now, but when I was a kid, Alabama everywhere. Especially considering North Carolina is not the biggest football state, right? Like the basketball, everybody's North Carolina Duke fan, but when it came to football, it's like you got Clemson fans, you got South Carolina fans, you've got a lot of SEC fans everywhere, and then just Alabama all over the place. But yeah, that's what gives Alabama the bad rap online, that all their fans are fake and all their fans are bandwagon. And I mean, I'm not going to dispute that fully. I do believe some of them are. It's overblown how many fans of Alabama are completely like bandwagon and fake. I think Alabama has a lot of true fans. Because they're good, obviously, but like everyone in the state, like Alabama, the state of Alabama itself, the vast majority of them are Alabama fans. I mean, the Auburn area is deep and it's big, but I would argue 75% of that state they're Alabama fans for sure. And then outside the state, I mean, my connections, I've said it on here before, but I've lived in North Carolina. I've never, wasn't from Alabama, but I have relatives and family from there. So it's like, that's my connection to it. If I didn't grow up watching Alabama football because my relatives loved Alabama football, including, immediate family, I would have probably never been an Alabama fan. It's just, I had that connection. It's like, that's how a lot of people are fans of teams, because you grow up knowing, hey, your family likes this team. I mean, I've got relatives that like Tennessee. I've got relatives that like other SEC teams, but like the Sops, that was the Alabama side. So it's like, it's kind of hard to go against that. But like, I've had a lot of people tell me, well, you're not a true Alabama fan because you didn't, and it's like, you could say that, but I've been watching them since I was 3, and I've liked them since I was 3. So it's like, it's not like I started watching them. It's not like I'm 50 and I started watching them in 2010, and all that crap. It's like, I've been watching them since I was 3, 4 years old before I even knew
that's really crazy.
What it was.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy, man.
It's just, I was fortunate that when I was born and, grew up watching football, that Alabama became good right when I started watching football. Like it was just very fortunate. I could have been born 15 years earlier and Alabama sucked, but I still would have been a fan of them because of relatives. So it's just, because they weren't very good outside of the one Stallings Natty. They were pretty bad in the late 90s, 2000s. So it's like, I don't know, though. It's just there are – I'll wrap it around. There are a lot of fake Alabama fans, yes, but there are a lot of true Alabama fans as well, more than people think. But to your point, Alabama does not have probably as many fans as like Michigan, like actual fans.
No,
like
true that there's Alabama fans that are so true to Alabama that they know about Georgia Tech being in the fight song.
Yes.
Damn. I know the fight song, Alabama's fight song. Yeah, Alabama. Yeah. I like it, actually. I really like it. I'm not going to lie. It's a top 3 fight song, in my opinion.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Send the Yellow Jackets to a
watery grave, man. Yep, I love it. And if a man starts to weaken, that's a shame.
I want to see Bama play Georgia Tech at some point.
Yeah, dude, we need that,
I want
man.
that to be a playoff game. I mean, it is a
if Georgia Tech ever joined the SEC, you'd get that.
I want Georgia Tech back in the SEC, honestly. Like, that'd be cool. I mean, if we ever get more expansion and conference realignment for college football, then we got to have Florida State, Georgia Tech, Clemson, and Miami be 17 through 20, and then just trade Missouri to the Big 12, and in return, the SEC gets Oklahoma State.
Dude, Missouri would be kicking and screaming.
I don't care. We need Missouri, Kansas back as a conference rivalry, and we need Oklahoma State back as a conference rivalry.
Dude, so what about their
Oklahoma's not leaving the SEC, bro?
Yeah, they aren't. I agree.
No, I mean, it's like Oklahoma.
I know you know that. I'm just saying, it'd be cool for what you're saying to happen, but it's not. It's not.
Well, the reason why I want Oklahoma State traded to the Big 12, and in return, not Oklahoma State gets traded to the SEC, and in return, Missouri goes back to the Big 12, would be because we get like all the conference rivalry, but also Texas Tech and the SEC. I don't know. I gotta get sold on that first. But Oklahoma,
they're doing everything they possibly can, Jackson.
I know.
Doing everything they possibly can to make that a viable actual option. They won in the SEC. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to talk about Texas Tech too much right now. But again, the thing with Tech is that they are spending big bucks to make their program way more legit. And if they keep doing that, I'm sorry, Big 12 fans, because all the Big 12, and I'm talking specifically to you, Big 12 people, that think your league is on par with the SEC and the Big 10. All you people out there, and you know who you are. And I respect you for loving your league and wanting it, but in reality, it's not even close. It's not even close to the SEC and Big 10. I don't make the rules. I don't even agree with it. I'm with Michigander. I want it to go back the way it was before in the 80s and 90s, the way the conferences were. It's not happening. But
that's fair.
The thing is that if Texas Tech continues to get more and more viable and they keep pumping money into the program, the SEC is going to look at that and bye-bye Tech from the Big 12. It's going to happen. They are the one program right now. BYU they put a lot of money with Crumble and all these other big, brands that are putting all this NIL into BYU, but Tech is the big one. All right, Tech is the big one. They already have A&M and Texas in the SEC. Like me and Burks have already talked about, Texas is huge. The state is massive. There's people everywhere. It's so much money, so much dollars, oil, all that type of stuff. Tech, even though it's in Lubbock and it's way away, Lubbock's big, by the way. It's another big city. Like, Texas is a huge city. So Tech, with the money that's going in that program and all the effort and the renovations and all this type of stuff, if they're good for the next 5 years, they're going to the SEC. I would be completely shocked if they don't. They are going to the SEC, no doubt about it. And that's going to hurt the Big 12 so badly.
They're such a clown program. They haven't even won a New York Six bowl game. Can you believe it? They never won a Sugar, Rose Bowl, any of those. They're such a clown program, actually.
Yeah, and Texas Tech fans now are acting like that they've always been something. It's like, dude.
They're clowns. They're clowns. They're what you call a bozo brigade. That's some Buckeye scoop shit. But, like, you know what I'm saying?
What's funny to me, Burks, what I don't understand is why Indiana's getting all the hate and Tech's not. Like, Indiana's getting all because everybody's like, well, if you don't like Tech, Jeffrey, Indiana did the same thing. Indiana won a national championship with 3 stars and Division II transfers and JUCO transfers.
Yeah.
Okay, Texas Tech was bringing in 5-star players, and they were bringing in guys Ohio State wanted and guys that Bama was looking at. They got massive players that got drafted big time in the draft. Indiana, outside of Mendoza, who was a 2-star recruit out of high school, got drafted first overall. And Omar Cooper, one of the only 4 stars Indiana had, got drafted the first round. All of Indiana's other draft picks were 3rd, 4th, 7th round, all that type of stuff.
And there's one other big bowl game.
Money. Texas Tech had all of these great players, and they still got smacked off the face of the earth by Oregon.
Yeah.
There's one other bowl game that's major that they've never won, obviously. The Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, obviously. It's Tech, man.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about jersey patches, man? Like, what do you want? Like, obviously I hate it. No crap. But like, it's gonna happen, dude. And like, what's like the jersey patch that you want for like Alabama or Indiana? You can even say Indiana, like Lucas Oil or like Alabama. I don't know what's an Alabama company, NASA or something.
Did not make college football corporate.
Dude, Nick Saban and his coach have Mercedes Benz on there.
Don't. Yeah,
Really?
I like
Mercedes Benz on there, dude.
Yeah, we stand with TJ on that on the no
Dude,
jersey patches.
I don't like.
I agree. I hate it.
Watching a game on TV, like a college basketball game specifically, and there's like 8 different brands on the court, like especially like those Vegas tournaments. You got all like I remember. I was watching one of those Thanksgiving tournaments or whatever, and they had on the court in Vegas, they had Kim Kardashian's brand or whatever of clothing or some crap. You know what it's called. I'm not gonna
skim or some shit like that.
And I'm
something
sitting
like
here and
that.
I'm just like, nothing against her and her company, whatever. But no, why? Like I'm just again. There's other examples. That's the one that came to my mind. But it's like you have. Like, I was watching, like, hockey with, like, the Carolina Hurricanes won the whole thing. I was watching hockey. It's like all these professional teams have all of these brands on the hockey, the rinks, and they have them on the, NFL on the sidelines. And, like, baseball, you've, like, got all, like, Truist Field. You got all this, I was watching a baseball game the other night, and Jack Daniels or whatever was on the side. I'm just like, okay. It's kids at the game, but whatever, whatever. My point, though, is that those are professional games, and it's already like that. And now you're just going to make college the exact same way, where it's going to be all over the field. Like, think about the amount of advertisements we see per day on our phone, computer, everywhere. Like, we get bombarded with thousands of ads per day. And it's just, you're increasing the ads. I mean, I get it's money. I understand that. It's financially, it'd be financially insane not to delve into it if they're going to allow this. But do I like it? No. I don't like it at all. I can't stand it. I mean, I think I saw Notre Dame. I think it's doing something with SoFi or whatever. I think I saw
20 million. 20 million, dude.
I mean, I'm just sitting here like, dude, that's a crazy amount of money because they're going to be wearing it on the field and people are going to say, I'm pretty sure most people know about SoFi already. I can't say yay or nay, but I mean, college football is not college football anymore. It's not.
It's not. It never.
It's a professional. It's some professional like thing that's like trying to cling to some last vestige of amateurism, which is an insanity. I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys talk. I'm just rambling at this point.
It's such a clown show, dude. Like, we can't do anything about it, dude. And you know what's sad as hell? I would support it if it goes to like our NIL football team. It's not actually. It's actually going to maybe the athletic department budget revenue and stuff like that. That's what they're saying is confirmed. But personally, I don't like it. It's tradition. And Notre Dame is such full of crap. They're like, oh, our uniforms, our jerseys, we have tradition. Don't do any. No, they're one of the first schools to do the sponsorship, And then Ohio State did it with Chase. And funny because Les Wexner and Chase have something in common. I don't even want to say it, but little rabbit hole there. But and then Michigan, man, I'm just gonna say it, dude. I do not want Oracle to be on the jersey. I don't understand why the hell people want Oracle because it'll make Larry Ellison happy. Dude, Larry Ellison's a pretty evil guy, all right? Like he's buying all the newscast stuff to put his news, so he wants what wants to be shown in the news. And it's going to be all fake news. And I don't know why people like Larry Ellison so much. Oh, because he gives NIL and let's make him happy. No, it's going to be Ford Motors.
He's trying to buy Warner Brothers, as far as I recall.
He's a clown. Larry Ellison's he's an evil. I want to say some stuff I'm not allowed to say, but like he's evil as hell. I'm gonna let you know. All right.
Yeah. If you're gonna say the uncensored stuff, put it in a super chat.
Now I will say though,
yeah.
Will the Oracle, will that make you more upset, or listening to Mr. Brightside at every single Michigan game from now until the end of time?
Oh, Mr. Brightside, man. I'd rather listen to Mr. Brightside. Okay. I don't care.
I'm just messing. I had a feeling you say that, but like that, I don't understand that. Although for real on Mr. Brightside thing, I think that is insane. But like, especially with like the whole Michigan cheated thing, right? And then you're playing a song about cheating, so whatever, man. I mean, that's you do you know, whatever. But again, you know. The Oracle and the SoFi and the Mercedes Benz and all this other stuff. I mean, again, it's just money is taking over, you know, the focus of everything. You know, it used to be part of the equation. You know, like music. Music used to have artistic value and integrity to it 50, 60, 70 years ago. Whether it was all good or not, like you could think, yes, an Electric Light Orchestra and bands like that were complete trash. You could think that they're garbage, but the music had value, right? Like you listen to it and the words meant stuff, and you know you didn't have to agree with the lyrics. You have to agree with the thought processing of the band writer, but they like Rush. You know those type of bands had integrity in the lyrics, the artistic value. I'm saying a bunch of buzzwords, but if you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. And you listen to music now, and I'm not saying that all of it's bad. There is some modern music that I you know, you find rabbit holes and there's actually good music out there. It's not all bad, but it's just most music in the last, and even in the 80s and 90s, but especially now, it's written to make money. So it has to be successful, and they know based off decades of people's listening habits, I'm talking about the vast majority of people, they know exactly what to craft, what to make where people are going to listen to it. Whereas back then, people were making music they wanted to make. Whether you liked it or not, they had no idea. They just, I mean, when Yes started out, those bands started, it was like, I don't know if people are going to like this. No idea. Let's make a song about a road trip that we had around some mountains and valleys and lakes. Roundabout's born. And Yes had one of their great classic songs that probably most people here don't even know. I'm sure some of you guys know that song. But again, my point, though, is like they did not know that song was going to be successful. Whereas now, you've got songs today. Like, I think that song that like Beyonce had or whatever, that song about like this ain't Texas or Hold'em or whatever that song was about a couple years ago, that song had like 7 writers. That simple song had 7 different songwriters. Rush, every single Rush song had one songwriter. The drummer, Neil Peart. One guy wrote the lyrics. And that's some of the most profound crap. Whether you agree or disagree with where they were coming from on some of the lyrics, it was profound, okay? And they meant it, and they believed it. It's just, I'm saying a bunch of stuff that doesn't matter really. But again, that's the difference between then and now. Then it was about artistic value. It was about creation. It was about stuff like that. Now it's about what's going to sell, what's going to make money. And that's the way football's become. Football back then, it was about the passion of the sport. It was about the tradition. It was about all the things that we say, the buzzwords that we say as college football fans. We are true college football fans because we care about this stuff. We care about the rivalries. We care about the tradition. We care about the history and the games and all this type of stuff. Now it's about who's making the most money, which conference is more valuable and successful, who's going to be the super conference. So that's all that matters now. Who's making the most money? Which school has the most NIL? It's gone away from what mattered to people. The sport is still college football, but everything around it is gone. Everything around it, in the center of what mattered to people and what was important, is gone. And again, people can say I'm wrong. People can say that I'm crazy, but I'm not, because it's literally happening. I mean, I feel like most people agree with this. It's just some people that are like casual fans, they kind of like, I talk to some people and they'll be like, oh, college football is crazy right now with all this NIL stuff, but they don't actually know what in the world is going on. They just kind of hear about it and then they turn on the game on Saturday and that's it. But it's like, we read about this stuff. Even though we're not in these rooms, we're not with these big, like the heads, the ADs and all this type of stuff. We're not in the room. We still know what's going on because we're paying attention to what's happening. And we've seen our sport change. We've seen the landscape change. And that's why so many of us resist it. But like you said, Burks, there's nothing we can do. And that's what makes it suck, because you would love to be able to, I don't want to say push back, but voice your feelings and opinions. Say like, hey, I don't like all these changes. Like, we can have some of these modern stuff, like paying players, stuff like that. But like, let's keep the tradition. Let's keep what mattered. But you can't. That's gone. What's happening is happening. And unless some crazy legislation, which it should never got to that point, happens to fundamentally revert stuff or change things to more way it used to be in college football, it's not going to happen.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. Well, Burks, anything else you got for us tonight before we get to our next caller?
No, you can get to your next call. I just want to say one thing. Michigander, you're a clown, okay? Shut the hell up, all right? You're a huge clown. You literally talk on X about making fun of Dwayne Haskins. You say the dumbest shit ever. You're the biggest clown ever, dude. Go, keep going on X here. Let me tell you something about this clown, Michigander. Hold up. This guy likes to go. There's this MSU fan who's a female, and she has a foot tattoo, and he tries to go for her when she's like 30 years older than him. This guy's a creep, all right? I know, all right? This guy's a complete clown. That's I just wanted to say that, all right? Biggest clown, calling me a conspiracist weirdo? You're just freaking blind, you clown. And you say the stupidest shit on X. Suck my dick, bro. Take care.
Okay. Well, that was one way to end the call. Like, suck and mess around with somebody laying down under. Yikes. Yeah. Jeffrey, what do you think?
Well, that was a complete 180. We were talking about tradition, and I was talking about yes. And then somehow we went to that. Let's get back to yes. But what we really should be talking about though is college football, I guess. So let's bring on our next call.
Yeah. Just a roll. So we're implementing.
I'm sorry if
don't talk about
yes is not what did it.
Don't talk about a man's laying down under. And don't ever talk about
Bert,
a woman.
You're welcome back anytime, man. I hope to talk
Absolutely,
to you next week,
but just the rule we got here. Don't talk about a man's laying down under. Don't talk about a woman's laying down under and a woman's laying up above. You don't do that. There's just things you don't do in life, especially here on the Alabama.
Well, I mean, not in that context, right?
Yeah.
Time and a place. Time and a place.
Exactly. And we got our next caller, Drill MVP. How are you doing tonight, good buddy?
No, I'm doing well. I think somebody should have hit the dump button a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I mean, my bad.
Honestly, like Burks, I think we all like you, but come on, dude.
I was not prepared for that. Like, I thought he was just talking about something else, like with the like maybe Ellison or.
No, I mean,
and then that I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's a
dump button, and that's something. I was gonna go back. Listen, we're gonna have in like 5 years where it's gonna be like NASCAR, where all the jerseys are just gonna have a bunch of sponsorships on them. You can't even see the logo of the team anymore. The entire back, they're gonna shrink the numbers. And they're going to get rid of the names. That way they can have more sponsorship on the back.
You can't get rid of the names, though, because you got to know which player you buy.
No, you don't. Notre Dame got rid of the names.
Hey, I don't agree with the name should be on the jersey.
And then what we're going to have is we're going to have sponsors presented by sponsors. So it'll be like this product. Give me 2 products, Jeffrey. Just 2 products in general.
Gatorade and Nintendo.
Okay, today's Gatorade Power Play of the game is brought to you by Nintendo. If it'll be something like that.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
You'll have sponsors within sponsorships.
Dude, like I think Seattle has Nintendo on there because in Seattle there's like a big like Nintendo plant or facility or whatever in America.
That'll be the final frontier. is we're going to get to this point, I think, and it's going to be really awful.
How can we
We're
go
going to have
beyond that,
corporate
though?
sponsors. Oh, hold on, Jeffrey. I've got this $2 billion idea, and you're just cutting me off here. We're going to have corporate sponsorship names for teams. So instead of the Seattle Seahawks, it'll be the Seattle Nintendos. So that way, anytime you talk about them, you look how the Nintendos are doing out there today. They just scored a touchdown. That way, you can't get away from hiding the sponsorship name at all. Isn't that going to be a great world to live in? And the sad part is, it sounds crazy, but Jeffrey, we got to follow the money. We got to chase that 50 cents, okay? We need more money, okay?
That's what I'm saying, though. That was my question to you. How do you go beyond that? Because if the search is always to gain more money, will there ever be an end?
No.
How can you make more money after that?
Oh, you can always squeeze more juice out of it. Like, I don't know. We'll include, like, if you were at the Seattle Nintendos, you'll replace the logo with a Super Mario Bros. Character in the middle of it. Or you'll have the 2 end zones. They'll have a bunch of, it'll say Seattle Nintendos brought to you by Nintendo, and it'll have a bunch of Mario characters on the side. There's always room.
I love Mario, man, and Nintendo, but that's a little too far, man. I mean,
this pylon cam is brought to you by Gatorade, which is also brought to you by Esports Corporation Phase. Just something silly like this. I mean, March Madness has already gotten pretty deep into it. Their ladder that they use to cut down the net.
The company that will eventually give you GTA 6.
Yes. The ladder in March Madness is sponsored. When they cut down the nets, the ladder is sponsored.
Man,
that's crazy. Is the net sponsored?
Actually, I think the scissors are sponsored. I'm not sure if the net is, though.
Well, they got to get on that then.
I know. There's always
so much
maybe Jeffrey, that's a good idea. We can have the net.
You got to zoom in on the net so you can see the sponsor.
No. What we can do is we can have the nets be a different color to represent the primary colors of the sponsor. So if it's Gatorade, you can make it like orange and black.
There we go.
Yeah. I mean, listen, this is a great world we're going to be living. We can have the college football playoffs brought to you by and just have a bunch of YouTube channels. I mean, it'd be great. You're already seeing this. Look at the bowl games and stuff. They're sponsors on sponsors on sponsorships. But Jackinson, what were you going to ask me?
I was going to ask, did you hear about what Jeremiah Smith was saying on the Big Ten Media Days this week?
Yeah, he wanted to be in Alabama, but nobody called. You all should have called. You all should have made a phone call. That's all you had to do, and then you would have got one of the best players, if not the best player in the country. But listen, somebody at Alabama thought he wasn't good enough, and I mean, that person's probably not working at the University of Alabama right now, whoever that is. But, these types of things happen when you're in an elite program, an elite institution. You're going to have some high profiles, swings and misses, or some high profile non-calls. It's happened. I thought, Jackson, you were going to ask me about the 4-star basketball player that went to Merrimack.
Do I look like I've been thinking about Merrimack this week?
No, he's never thinking about Merrimack and the Monitor, ever.
No.
Hey, you don't mind pulling this up, but Jackson, I did want to ask DeReal question because I just want to be sure. Is this a direct quote? It's in quotes here. Is this a direct?
I believe so. I haven't looked at it, but I would assume.
Because it says on 3, new Ohio State star Jeremiah Smith reveals Alabama was his dream school. Growing up, my dream school was Alabama when Nick Saban was there, but they weren't recruiting me. I was wondering because I know like on 3, like some of their pictures are funny. Like they really like close up the coach. I didn't know if this was a direct quote because, obviously like I know some people, they say stuff different, but like when I the first thing that stood out to me when I read this was, but they weren't recruiting me. Like that should have been weren't. So I was just wondering if that was a direct quote or not, or if he said it that way, which no biggie if he did. I'm just wondering though.
Right. Also, what's difficult about the English language is spoken is much more easier than written. So it really makes quotes really funky to look at. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happened here. And also, it feels like part of his answer, just reading the quote, was cut off at the beginning or end, because it feels like he would have gone in more in depth about it, but I haven't seen the quote. I mean, I don't watch players' media days. I just watch the highlight stuff, like the commissioners and a few of the coaches. So
yeah, I was wondering because like when I read stuff on here, I see like grammatical mistakes all the time. Because I was just like, I was like, there's no way, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way that he said it that way. But I mean, I don't know. It's just because like I said, you see a lot of stuff online, and the English is just messed up on the quotes or like whatever. Like people write stuff short. Like that's the same thing with all these like acronyms for words now. Like I'm not saying I'm like Mr. English 101 over here. Okay. I'm not saying that. I make grammatical mistakes too, but like sometimes when something is just so obviously wrong, I'm just like, that's unfortunately all I can take away from that. When I saw that tweet, that's all I remember was like, that should be a "were not" or a "weren't." Like, what?
yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of these companies. Now I don't know this, but it wouldn't surprise me if these companies used AI or something like that, and just ran it through and don't even look at it.
It's just like Chat GPT, the thing is, or AI or whatever. And it's like, and that's what it came up with. And I'm like, okay. Cause I mean, it's crazy, man. Like sometimes like been on, you know, when you're on the internet enough, you can kind of figure out stuff, but like some of these like acronyms and stuff, like everybody knows like BFF, LOL, all the standard stuff. Right. But like, there are some of them that people use. I don't even know what they are. I'm just sitting there like, what is this? And then I got to look it up, which is annoying. What does this mean? And then it means like something that you hadn't, you weren't even close to what you were even thinking it could have meant. I don't know if that's ever happened to you.
Yeah, well, ChatGPT and OpenAI and Gronk, they sometimes just make stuff out of whole cloth. So it's really hard to tell.
Don't ever ask ChatGPT about what they think about college football.
Dude, I actually asked Grok like 2 years ago, and Jackson, I know he remembers this because I retweeted. I took a screenshot of it. I believe I tweeted. I'm pretty sure I did. It was a couple of years ago, but I showed that Grok. It said that I was a woman.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah.
Like I asked Grok,
updated that, but it thought I was a female like 2 years ago.
So I asked Grok about the college football playoffs for like structures. It thought Boise State was in the Big Ten. I think it was.
That's kind of what Grok and like AI does now. Like a lot of them are getting better and all that, but it's hilarious, man.
Yeah. So
I only use ChatGPT for text messages or like dating stuff, but that's it.
Dude, I just write it yourself, man.
To me,
I mean, what's so funny to me too is when people do the speak to text thing and it gets wrong too.
Yeah.
How long, Jeffrey, before a head coach or an offensive defensive coordinator is caught using ChatGPT for the majority of their plays?
Dude, I mean, at that point, you're making football almost like a real life simulator. You're gonna make it like Madden or freaking EA, college football or whatever. But instead of simulation on the game, it's real life. It's like, oh, we're simulating the next play. Coach runs this play. What the computer coach says. And
no, I'm not talking about that. You know how you can have drawings and stuff. Like tell it, hey, draw me this formation in which against this type of defense and what play, and it does a bunch of arrows and stuff, and you get like 20 of them in a row, and he picks out like 3 or 4 of them. It's like, oh, these are cool, and then you find out most of the coach's playbook is not even his own. It's just a bunch of AI pictures.
Yeah, and to me, that's like real life simulation. To me, like that's making the real sport of college football more like a video game. To me. Because if that's the case, there is no thought processing. You know what I mean? Like there is actually no effort being put in. You're just running plays that were created by a computer, which is like a video game. And then the real life players are enacting it on the field instead of the video game, instead of it actually being constructed by human beings. Technology is great, but the problem is we're getting to the point where technology is so good that a lot of people are becoming so uber dependent on it for everything in their life. I mean, it's insane. I mean, there are people right now in America that work from home. They get all their groceries delivered to them from home. They never leave their home. They literally are dying, and they're having video Zoom calls with doctors, and then people are coming to their house to help them. So what's the hospital for? I mean, I'm not trying to be mean here. I mean, I understand that there are circumstances where having stuff like that to help you at your, like, if you have like no time and you just can't get to the store and you need someone to like deliver something real quick, like it makes sense, but it's just, you can't live your whole life in your house. Like, there's a reason why the phrase touch grass, like it used to be, oh, kids are not touching grass, they're playing video games 24 hours a day. But now it's like adults, like actual people with jobs, like they're not going outside. And then when these people do go outside, it's like they just stumbled out of bed and they look like they didn't put any effort into their day. It's just like, dude, like it's very obvious that you probably have the exact same thing on that you went to bed in and you didn't shower. You know what I mean? Like, these people exist in the wild.
You're gonna have me shudder like, hey,
dude,
on, man,
it's scary. I'm serious. Like, I'm not trying to, like, I'm not saying anything that's not true here. I don't feel like. I mean, I'm just saying that
Jeffrey saw somebody at Publix last week that starred him.
If technologies get more and more advanced, that's more and more people are going to behave this way, you know, because everything is so easy for them, you know, like even school, like you have like with like college and high school, all this, like the debates over AI use. I mean, there are a lot of teachers that allow basically their students to use complete AI to do everything. And it's like, so they're not learning anything then, right?
Right.
So why are they going to school?
That's a good question.
It's I don't know, man. It's just, like I said, I mean, how old are you again, Darrell?
26.
26. So we're all in our 20s here. You're between me and Jackson's. But it's like, when I was born, I kind of like to brag like I'm some like veteran over here. Not like veteran like military, but like you know, old guy here, you know, just joking around. But it's like talking to like 10-year-olds, man, about life before the tech boom. Like, I'm at the very, very, like, I barely count, but I was born 04. And it's like that little bit of time for me from like 07 to like 2011 that I remember. People still used flip phones. The VHS was still pretty relevant, even though it was discontinued in 2006. Like, HD wasn't the norm. The Wii was the last non-HD console. I grew up on non-HD TVs, you know, like stuff that was like, you know, like had one of those big box TVs, right? You know, with the tube in the back. Like it like obviously got a newer TV when I was like 8. My point though is like this type of stuff, that this little like pre-tech everything. Like, I remember around 2012, 2011, 2012, you can tell like YouTube started to shift. iPhones, everybody started getting all those. And we're kind of like 2012 to now. Social media got even bigger because there were already people doing it, mostly teenagers and young adults. But then the adults started jumping on the Facebook bandwagon. It's funny because, like, when I was a kid, all the parents were like, oh, social media sucks. Facebook sucks, right? But then it's like after like 2012, 2013.
Oh, kind of like that Rick and Morty episode where it's like Jerry's trying to get everybody off their phones. But then it's like at the end of the episode, you know, you see like Rick seeing the whole family on their phones, the parents, the grandparents, the kids on their phones. He's like, hello, people. Jesus Christ was born on this day. Hello. It was just so funny.
Yeah, it is, though. But it's like, I mean, you have commercials and people like, oh, can we go like an hour without our phones? Can we eat dinner without our phone? If you cannot be at your dinner table with your family, and I mean, I can understand maybe if your family's just like boring, but I mean, if you as a family cannot sit at the table for 15 minutes, eat food, and have maybe a little chat or something without your phones, there is a major problem. There is a major fundamental psychological problem.
Yeah, I mean, so people are, I'll give you a little bit of a white pill, Jeffrey. People are pushing back a bit because remember the Meta glasses, Google glasses and all that, where you could literally wear the technology on your face and you can be on the internet and stuff while you're in public, like watching you. Imagine that you're just walking around watching a YouTube video in the top right corner of your glasses. Or you're in some alternate reality.
That's
augmented.
Oh man, for the win, Michigander.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen most. I haven't seen the new season, but It's really
I've
good
only
show.
seen a few of the old episodes. I actually gotta watch more of that show.
Oh yeah, the season 4 through 6 was pretty bad, but it picks up after 7, and they kind of went into this like weird era.
Beth, that episode's too funny to me.
Yeah, well, they had a weird thing where they were doing a bunch of crossover episodes for a bit. Like they did one with the Power Rangers, and they did like a Bakugan episode. And it was just they didn't know what they wanted to do, and then it felt like they knew what they wanted to do. And they've got all sorts of cool. Even Jerry had a cool episode in season 8 where it was just all about Jerry, who's probably the most boring character.
Like that Keith David's getting his breakthrough role as President Curtis. Like, I mean, he's done such a great job as as Goliath on Gargoyles, and I liked what he's done as King Andreas, and I've heard him do an SEC story documentary on SEC Network, I believe. And I'm going to be honest, somebody at ESPN needs to be letting him narrate college football documentary, because if that were me, he'd be my John Facenda. Because I mean, like, you hear his voice, he's got that voice right there of a narrator.
Sports All with Austin, you cannot ask what is Rick and Morty, bro. Everybody knows what dude. That's one of those like Twinkie moments, bro, where if you do not know what Rick and Morty is, when it's on every streaming service, it's
President Curtis.
I got a story. I waited for
that Michigander, President Curtis. I've not seen the first episode, the full episode, but I watched a little bit of it where they were playing a Creedence Clearwater Revival clip. But I saw
that's
that
a band that's gotten some recent popularity. That's crazy that young people are listening to Creedence. That's not a band I would have ever thought people would be listening to today.
Oh man, listen, I like and he does a great job as the bartender on a Has Been Hotel.
Oh, he's the bartender. I didn't know that. He's the bartender.
I forget his name, but he's like a cat. He's like I've been watching the first 2 episodes, but I will say Charlie Morningstar is pretty awesome.
I never made that connection, Jackson. So I appreciate that. Jeffrey, do you remember when the Szechuan sauce craze happened?
God.
I waited 45 minutes outside of my McDonald's to get the Szechuan sauce, and they sold out. I didn't even get the Szechuan. That's how insane it was. I was standing outside. There was literally like 200 people in line at this random McDonald's for Szechuan sauce.
Dude, that's insane. It's like the Popeyes thing.
Here's what you do, gentlemen. Don't wait for McDonald's to do that kind of stuff. If you ever want the sauce brands to be, here's an idea. Find the ingredients, get them from your grocery store, get them from your friendly neighborhood cashiers at Publix.
Yeah, the problem, Jackson, was they discontinued it before the internet existed. So nobody had the recipe except McDonald's. Now it's out there because people have dissected the heck out of it. I heard it's pretty good, I've heard. So
there you go.
What were you gonna say? Austin?
Okay.
I was
just gonna say, I'm doing pretty good. And to answer your question, Jeffrey, I don't know who Rick and Morty is. I'm being dead serious. I don't watch.
No way.
No, I don't, Jeffrey.
You do.
No, I don't, Jeffrey, because I don't watch that stuff. I have no clue what y'all are even talking about.
You're saying you don't know it. You've heard of it. That's the point. You've heard of the show because the T-shirt sells.
Actually, I have not heard of it until y'all just brought it up.
It's on Hulu. It's on like a lot of major streaming platforms.
I don't watch that stuff. Jeffrey, I'm limited to like 3 things, bud. I watch sports and wrestling. That's all I watch. That's my daily content.
But what I'm saying is you've never heard of it. Is that correct? You've never heard of it. You've never seen
not until
you've never seen it on a commercial on TV. I've seen 8 billion commercials for Rick and Morty in my life. 8 billion. Probably.
No, because the channels I watch, Jeffrey, I don't get those. Realistic. Thank you very much.
It's just not realistic, but okay. It's cool.
Yeah, Wendy's had have you been through Wendy's drive-thru?
I don't believe it, man. Everybody knows Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I feel like Wendy's had a partnership with Rick and Morty, which dated back to, I would say, late 2015.
Yeah, this is Austin. No offense, man, but Austin's the type of person who you ask about popular culture, and then you like figure out like who's the 5% of people.
I love it to death because it's hilarious. But he'll do this sometimes. Like that time he said that he didn't know what Twinkies were. It's like, bro, you do. Okay, if you've been to Walmart and you see the ding dongs and you see the freaking Hostess donuts and you see the chimichang, all that type of you've seen Twinkies. They're there next to everything else. Like if you've never been to Walmart before, then I could buy that. But everybody knows what a Twinkie is. If you know what American Dad is, and you know what The Simpsons are, and you know what Family Guy is, and you know what King of the Hill is, and Bob's Burgers, and Futurama, and Archer, and Daria, and Beavis and Butthead. Can I go on here?
So Jeffrey,
you know what shows are, then you know what Rick and Morty is.
Yeah, keep going, Jeffrey. All those shows you named are bangers.
And I've seen them all. I haven't even seen much of Rick and Morty.
Out of all the shows you just named, Jeffrey, I've only heard of one of them. And that was Futurama because my sister watched it. I've never heard of those.
This is what I'm saying. This dude is trying to say that he's never heard of The Simpsons. You can't even live in America and not know what The Simpsons are. Like, dude,
I don't know what they are.
Parents knew what The Simpsons were. Okay, everybody knows who The Simpsons are. That's what I'm saying. No one believes you, man. That it's not realistic.
Hey, you all can not believe me all you want. I'm just saying. I know what I've heard of and what I haven't.
Bro, there's people in tape that have heard The Simpsons.
Well, Michigander, I will tell you.
Then you know who The Simpsons are. This guy is saying he doesn't know The Simpsons. Like, I'm only saying it because you're saying you do not know what The Simpsons are. That's not realistic.
Right. It's like not knowing who Super Mario is.
It's The Simpsons. They've been on for 39 years. They started on the Tracy Ullman Show in 87. Their first season was in 89. The Christmas episode was technically the first episode.
How am I supposed to know that, Jeffrey?
It's literally the most popular show probably of all time that was animated. SpongeBob's close, but Simpsons is the most popular.
I can't help that I never heard of it. I was raised different. I never heard of it.
Did you ever
heard of The Simpsons?
Yeah.
Never
did you ever watch?
Hold on.
Did you ever watch Fox? Like just cable
it's
Fox?
Not realistic. Literally, he watches the NFL and the Cowboys are on Fox, and The Simpsons is literally on the advertisement after the game.
No, Jeffrey. I know what they are now, but back then I never knew what they were.
That's not what he said.
Right.
It's not what he said.
Right.
That's deflecting. That's not what you said. You said you'd never heard of them.
Well, I remember I saw like
watch Rick and Morty. You just know what it is.
I remember watching a Simpsons.
You said you didn't know what it is. You do.
I forgot which game it was, but it was in 2000.
I'm only saying it because of what you said. I mean, believe whatever. It don't matter. I don't care. If you never heard of it, you never heard of it. I'm just saying you have. Because you watch football, you've heard of it.
Yeah, I don't know which game it was, but I know it was when I was.
I've seen so many Treehouse of Horror episodes premiered that advertised before watching Fox games of the NFL. I've seen The Simpsons is on every freaking week, man. It's been on every week since the 80s, and it will continue to be on until the show ends, and it will be on after it ends. I
probably just don't pay attention. That's
anyway. So
I don't pay attention. I've heard of it. Move on.
I remember watching like an ad for The Simpsons when there was like an NFL game on Fox when I was 9 years old. I forget which game it was, but it was in like November of 06.
The Simpsons literally has a crossover with the NFL. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, they've been doing that recently, and I've been enjoying it. Where
crazy, bro. They do. They literally have the thing where they do like the little fan thing. Like it's got The Simpsons on the field.
Yeah.
They did that with SpongeBob too.
They did with Monsters Inc. as well.
I really wish like the SEC network would do stuff like this with like Phineas and Ferb so that they can make like the crappy games more interesting. Like honestly, I hate the cupcake games. So honestly, if they could do like a Phineas and Ferb crossover with it, or just or if they're gonna be buttholes with.
If he told me that he didn't know what Aqua Teen Hunger Force was, I could believe that. But there's no way that you didn't know those other shows.
They need to do something with like Gravity Falls or something.
Bro said he didn't know what Family Guy is, Jeffrey.
Yeah, I mean it don't make sense. Like I can respect you don't know something, but you've heard of it. And he said he never heard of it, but then he said he does know it. But that's deflecting. You do know it. Like literally, everyone in America knows what The Simpsons is. I would willing to bet that 99% of people in America that is a U.S. citizen knows what The Simpsons is. I would argue probably all of it, every 100%. There's no way you can't know what The Simpsons are. They're so ubiquitous with culture, it's unbelievable. Like, Disney, I know people that have never watched a single episode of that show that knows what it is. Everybody knows what it is.
Disney World has an entire part of their park dedicated to The Simpsons. I don't know if you've ever been there.
Yeah, I've never been there, but I've seen it.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's super weird. They got like the comic book store, and they got the Krusty Shake store, and they have they've got the house. Really interesting place. You should visit it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I would definitely love that. It was awesome.
Anyway, so Austin, what's on your mind tonight, good buddy?
Yeah, you could turn on Cartoon Network, by the way, and watch Rick and Morty right now, Austin, just in case you.
Now, if Disney can be okay, which I mean, I'm crossing my fingers that they'll do like a little Phineas and Ferb crossover for like. I know it won't happen, but I wanted to do it with Alabama, East Carolina, because like
they'll probably do like a old movie or something. That's what they normally do, is like a mid-2000s movie.
Yeah.
Or if they've got some popular show.
Yeah, because I know like Disney's been doing like some of these theme song takeovers or whatever. So I'm kind of like, you do it with Monday Night Football. So why not just do that for, the crappy games of college football? Or just do it with every Arkansas game.
And then what's going to be great about this is they're going to have sponsorships within those in a few years to kind of tie this all together. That way you can have sponsorships.
Maybe Owl House call
back together.
Make the Owl House call Arkansas, Utah. That would make it fun for anybody that doesn't like Utah or Arkansas, really.
Yeah, I mean, you can do Amphibia, you can do the Loud House, you can do Phineas and Ferb, you can do Kim Possible if you want to bring some 2000s back, man. Like,
I mean, they had SpongeBob.
Bring back Bobby's World, man. Like, come on, dude. Like, anybody remember Bobby's World? Great show.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I watched it as a kid, dude. That show was
live life with Louis. Oh, wait. Louis Anderson went to go work for the Lord.
Don't you know?
I forgot Louis Anderson went to go work for the Lord a few years ago.
Dude, I love cartoons, man. There's so many good ones.
This is what we all came to talk about today, was The Simpsons sponsorships. I'm pretty sure I can say, guaranteed, this is the only place in the entire internet where you get this level of content.
Thank you, Drew.
See, I like Jackson's idea. The only problem is pop culture dictates the college football might not be big enough for a crossover like that. You got to think about this, guys.
Always use pop culture for the crappy games. Like if you lose to a group of 5 team or an FCS team, your game has to be called by a cartoon show.
See, and that's the thing, though, Jackson. But would they do that, though? Because what value do they get out of it? What value does say Phineas and Ferb get out of doing that?
Well, see, because they're doing, there's 2 things they're doing with the NFL to do it. First off, you're introducing new people to a new show. And for the sports side of it. Yes, for the sports side of it, they're trying to get women and kids involved in the sport because
like Taylor Swift. Right. They used Taylor Swift when they showed her on camera, even though they said it was only like 2 seconds every single time. So it was only like actually 60 seconds out of an entire game. So it was highly overblown how much people said she actually was appearing on screen. But Taylor Swift, the cameraman and the networks and all that, they wanted to showcase Taylor Swift to get her fans, which she's got about 100 million of them, to watch football, even though they don't care about football, even though they could watch the Chiefs. Tarzan's a good movie, Rough Rider. Good movie. And again, they could get those viewers to tune in, even if it's just for the Chiefs, but that's extra money. That gets them talking. So they could be like, oh, did you see on the game the other night, Taylor Swift, they showed her like 15 times. Man, I wish they had showed her 17 times.
No.
Again, that's what it's all about right there. The reel is 100% correct.
But here's the thing,
Jeffrey,
though.
That's a great statement. I think more people need to put that in their lexicon. The real is 100% correct. Make people a lot smarter if they put that in their lexicon.
I understand where
I
you're
can
coming
imagine
from.
like
And,
some chats on YouTube would explode hearing that though.
Yeah, put that and clip it and put it on the Michigan channel. The real is 100% correct.
here's my problem is the appeal there because that's the whole point of it as well, because you got to think about it. A couple years ago, the Cowboys and Bengals, we were both bad, but we're the Cowboys and Bengals, and they still did the crossover. Do you think college football has that appeal to it where Alabama's down and they're playing in Missouri, would people still tune in, even if say it's a Toy Story or a Phineas and Ferb?
Dude,
Would they
if
be
it's
like,
Toy
oh yeah,
Story,
let's
Toy Story's big, okay? That could work for basically anything though.
Yeah, they're doing
Okay.
these, I'm pretty sure,
What would-
for even baseball now. So I think it's more popular than baseball. And this is what we call a win-win, is where both sides get something. I mean, the video game industry is doing this all the time, where you have multiple crossovers of random stuff. It's just the new way. Like we talked about sponsorships and how do you fill in your sponsorships? Well, here's a great way. You have a literal product that is 100% sponsorship, because that's what these crossover things are, is sponsorship for the product. If you're watching the Monsters Inc. football game, you're watching an advertisement for Monsters Inc. the entire time.
It's like Smash Brothers is basically an advertisement for like every single Nintendo property imaginable, and that actually helped in Brawl and Ultimate specifically. Those two games did so well that a lot of those kind of more niche franchises in Nintendo's properties lineup, some of them got more popular again because of Smash. So it's like without Smash Brothers and the visibility that those characters gain being in a game that sold 30 million copies and 50 million, however many copies it sold or whatever, that right there, I mean, you think about like without Smash Brothers, I don't think some of these Nintendo franchises would even be going right now. You know, like Metroid, you know, like when Samus was in the game, that was big time. You know, like so like Star Fox still isn't ever, like they're trying to bring it back, but like Star Fox,
Jeffrey, there's
Star
one.
Fox. But
There's
you know,
one.
like
that would be awesome. That would be awesome right there. Different yeah, the little jingle, and then it's like you hear different sports calling. I mean, there you go.
So Jeffrey, to bring up your point though, there might be one game bigger than Super Mario Bros. GoldenEye 07. That got pretty big for its time, and it's still pretty big
Mario
today.
Brothers is probably 8 billion times bigger.
No, the biggest. Hey, listen,
on fire.
Mario First Balls. GoldenEye 007 was awesome.
Let's go.
yeah, that didn't
Brothers
last
is-
anything past the N64. The biggest game of all time. It's a game that's came out since 1980. It's had like 100,000 remakes. It's Tetris. Tetris is the most popular game of all time. It's not even close. Mario
Minecraft
is Mario, Minecraft, GTA, Call of Duty. Those games are all up there as the most popular game of all time.
I have an idea that would really
Tetris has
garner.
been put on so many daggum consoles and games and everything. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's sold like 80 million.
Idea that
Dude,
would
that's
really,
sorry to Game Boy fans, but that's the reason the Game Boy sold like crazy is because of Tetris. It wasn't Super Mario Land. It wasn't Super Mario Land 2. It wasn't anything else. It wasn't the Game Boy Color. Trust me, like so many adults all the Game Boy because of Tetris, just to play Tetris.
So you know,
Yeah,
like
Spyro is still a
there,
thing.
and I know it was true.
Right.
To the commenter, Spyro is still a thing. Spyro was a great game. I don't remember if you all played that. You were a purple dragon and you flew around.
Yeah,
collecting
Spyro.
gems.
I've never played it, but I've seen people play it online.
I'm the wrong guy to ask about Spyro.
Crash
but anyway.
Bandicoot was cool.
Yeah, they brought that back.
Boy, it would.
Rayman's cool. Video games, man. I love video games, but I don't want to. I don't want to nerd out too hard, but yeah, Spyro, man, that's a game I've always wanted to play.
But anyway, I did have an idea.
It's too interesting for me and Darrell, man.
Yeah, we can keep going. We can. Hey, listen, the people in the chat love talking about this. We're getting tons of comments about this, and if the people want us to talk about this, then we're going to talk about what the people want us to talk about.
Exactly. But I do have a suggestion that would really garner some interest in the Amazon Prime games on NFL. So, you know, because I know like Al Michaels is bored as heck calling those games. So, you know, in 2007, where Nebraska, Colorado, where ESPN, where ABC somehow got the okay from Trey Parker, Matt Stone to have Cartman read the lineup for the Colorado football team for 07, as both teams were fighting for bowl eligibility. So next time you see like a game like Bears Commanders or like just some random crappy Jets Dolphins game on Amazon Prime, and Al Michaels just looks bored as hell, especially the first quarter. You got your cartoon show Has Been Hotel. Have Charlie Morningstar and Vaggie read the lineup for each of the teams. That way it's like fun. And
I will say, though, to Austin's point, though, kind of what he was talking about like, popularity and stuff. I mean, Cartman and South Park is another one of those things where it's like it's not The Simpsons, but you turn South Park on almost anywhere, and most people, even if they never watched the show, have probably heard of Cartman, and they've probably heard of South Park. Has Been Hotel is much more niche. Now, I know you disagree with that, but it is much more niche than South Park. I mean, it's definitely more of a like you got to know to know. Like, I know what it is,
right?
Obviously, but I don't think I probably would say that 80% of Americans do not know what Has Been Hotel is.
I would even go higher than that, Jeffrey. I think
90%.
I think the problem with Al Michaels is that he's just completely like out of it. You can tell he's an old man that's just doddering around and doesn't know what's going on anymore, and there's nothing that can save what his broadcast is. Yeah. It's really sad. He's gone really downhill in the last few years, and he was the best color commentator in the entire NFL for a good 15 years. Really sad to see what's happened for him. Amazon Prime, what they've done with the NFL Thursday night games has been a complete disaster and a complete joke. Nobody watches the Thursday night games anymore. Nobody cares about the Thursday night games anymore. I mean, you can watch them on Twitch for free, which is owned by Amazon, and they only have like 100 or 200,000 viewers, which isn't a lot. I know. That's all they get, Jeffrey, is 100 to 200,000 viewers per game. And before, before it was in like the tens of millions of viewers per game. I mean, it's really.
But that's what happens when you go the streaming route and everything and go this way. I mean, it's just, and plus they put crappy games on Thursday night. I mean,
here's the thing, Daryl, to counter your point, and then I want to say this because I have an idea now. Last year they made a post after the season. They go, "This was the most watched Thursday night in NFL history." Now, do you think they're inflating those numbers, Daryl?
Of course.
When they post that.
I'm sure they're inflating.
Because they said it's the most watched in history.
I'm sure they were using some arbitrary metric that wasn't around, or they may use some specific demographic or some specific time frame. And also, there's an additional game that's going to boost the number up. But we don't know, and this is my problem why I think streaming is a complete scam, is none of these companies have to put their TV ratings out there into the public ether. Like, we don't know how much Netflix gets per streaming game. Why don't they show it? To me, it's a very simple reason, because it's not doing good, and they don't want people to know that. Same thing with Amazon. Why don't they put their streaming number out there? Well, they don't show it because they don't want everybody to know about it.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, too. And to my idea, though, for Jackson, here's what I want in a perfect world, and I may get eaten alive for this, but I want college football to do what the NFL does. Have the national champions play on the opening Thursday night of the season. Have them play and make them play an opponent. Let's say Indiana, for example. Have Indiana roll out the banner like they do for the champs. Have them play like a Michigan or somebody, and have make it a big event. Have a sponsor. Have like a band come and play and sing the tu-ta-ta and all that good stuff, and make it a big spectacle and start us off in grand style. That's what I want.
Yeah. All righty. Let me see. The Super Bowl champs. They're going to be, the Super Bowl rematch is going to be on Wednesday this year. We've not had a NFL season open up on a Wednesday since 2012.
Yeah, this is going to be the new thing. The NFL, in my opinion, is going to take every single day of the week.
I hate it.
And they're just going to have a rotating schedule in the future where you're going to have a pot of teams play Wednesday, and then they'll play Thursday, then they'll play Friday. And
all I hear when we talk about this is that 3 Days Grace song. And you know what I'm talking about. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, I would think. But that song, you think about it. everything we're talking about, we can't stand, right? But we still love it.
Yeah.
It's pretty dead on the nose to me. Have you heard of that song, Austin? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I have.
I don't understand
Yes, I
why
do.
college football is so scared to go against Thursday night now. It's
because
like
they would get killed.
Huh?
They would get killed. They would get annihilated. The NFL is so much bigger than every other sport.
Well, remember now you've got supposedly when they're showing with the draft, they got like people from Germany and people from like Brazil and stuff doing the announcements. So like they're saying that the NFL is trying to now brand itself as a global sport, despite the fact every team is in America. But again, they're trying to say it's a global sport. College football definitely, even though they've been playing games in other countries too, they don't have that reach, I guess.
Right. Well, the thing is, the NFL is just so much bigger than every other sport in America. If you don't adjust your schedule, you will be eaten alive. And we saw it with the college football playoff game. Like 4.4 million people watched a college football playoff game. That's just pathetic and ridiculous.
Well, we did know, though, that the more they expanded the playoffs, the less viewers you were going to get.
Right. But Jeffrey, it got less viewership than your average SEC regular season game.
Because it still means more, though, right? Because it's a rivalry game or it's a big game like Alabama, LSU, Alabama, Georgia is going to draw more than Tech versus,
Right, but should Arkansas, Texas have 2.5 times the audience of a college football playoff game?
In theory, no, but I mean, it doesn't help when you've got a James Madison in there.
Right, which is my point of why it's hurting the sport overall and why this is an unhealthy product going forward and why we can't compete against the NFL, because the NFL gets about 60 million viewers during their championship week. Sorry, nobody's competing with that. The NFL is still the only sporting event that takes place every single year in America where it's a cultural event. Actual businesses will shut down if the NFL's on because they make so little money. It's not worth paying the employees to keep their store open. That's just the reality of the situation. I don't know if you've been around those type of places, Jeffrey, and those types of city, but that actually does happen somewhat regularly.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, I don't definitely frequent that on a daily basis, but it does not shock me, though. I mean, I know that certain cities, like sports cities specifically, especially when their team is doing really good and they're like going far in the playoffs or something like that, yeah, it gets like that for sure.
Yeah, and it happens here and with college basketball. You know, Kentucky, I'm sure it happens a little bit in Indiana. If we're really good, people like 20, 30, 40% of the state will stop what they're doing just to watch basketball.
If Indiana basketball was back in the national championship game or a Final Four, that's what would happen. Yeah,
right.
I mean, that's how much Indiana fans care about basketball still.
When I was just going to say, too, we all know this, but it's, Jeffrey, like you always tell me, the root of all evil is money. The NFL and NBA, for a perfect example, they had an agreement. Hey, you stay on Thanksgiving, we'll stay on Christmas. Christmas is our day, Thanksgiving's your day, and you could share. Now, NFL's like, no, we're going to cross that line in the sand. We want Christmas, too. And it's just like, and now you see
Money
the NBA, they're like,
it's not evil, but the love of money and putting money above all else is the issue. That is the problem. Because, like I said earlier, money was always a part of the equation in the NFL and college football, but now it's the only focus. Everything else has been thrown away. It doesn't matter. It's all about making more money now. So, to your point, yes, money's the root of all evil, but to break it down even further, it's not really just the money itself. It's when money is put first above everything else, and the love of it is higher than everything else. When the tradition don't matter, and the love of the game. Again, like how many players love the game of football more than the money? I mean, I would argue it's probably very low now. And again, can you blame 5%? These players? No, absolutely not. I do not blame these players. But if you go back to the 1950s and 60s when these players weren't making anything, it was all about the love of the game. All of it. Every single one of those dudes that were there, even if they were crap, even if they were the best player on the team, every single one of those dudes loved the game. Because why are they playing it? They could have been doctors. They could have been lawyers. They could have done whatever. Some of these dudes actually did both. Like back in the 60s, NBA players, there were guys that owned their own businesses. And they were making more money doing that, but they still played basketball because I love the game. It was all about love of the game. And then when they started making 50,000, 100,000, million, 5 million, 10 million, 50 million, more, it started becoming more about money versus love of the game. Because how many athletes today, when they're talking about sports and stuff, it's like, yeah, they'll tell you, hey, I love the game, all that type of stuff. I'm training, all that crap, but it's money. And again, do I blame these players? No, because if we were great athletes, we would want that money too. It's the way everybody is. I'm not faulting the player, but there's a shift in the mindset where the love of the game and the tradition, all that type of stuff that we're talking about, that gets hammered in all the time. It's over here. It's way off the radar now because all this talking about is NIL and the money and profit and all that. That's all
Jeffrey?
people are thinking about.
And see, here's a good point to that real fast, Jackson. Kalen DeBoer took Washington to the national championship game at Washington, and he had a better offer, and he still left to come to Bama. That tells you where our sport has gone.
That's
he
why
took
people
a
don't
team
think
to
Eddie
the
was gone no matter what.
Exactly. That tells you where we're at. He took Washington to the national title. Washington. And he still left for Bama.
Yeah, like Rough Rider said, most NFL players in the 50s had a second job, and it was the same thing with the ABA, NBA players. I mean, again, like I was reading that, like guys in the early 60s, man, there was like one dude that had like a freaking financial like consultant business or whatever, and he was making like 3 times as much money doing that as he was being an NBA player, but he still played in the NBA because he just loved the game. It had nothing to do with making money. The contract meant nothing because he wasn't making squat compared to his actual job, but he just loved doing it. It's almost more of a hobby. But that's my point. I mean, the love of the game for the love of the game is pretty much dead. I mean, there are certain people out there that do love sports so friggin' much that it's been their dream since they were 2 years old to play. But I mean, when you get old enough, I mean, you think about it, you got little kids, man, on their phones, and they're seeing these contracts. Oh my gosh, 5 year, 250. You can't blame these dudes for wanting to play because it's like, man, if I can get that, I'm good. And I mean, is that a bad mindset? Yeah, in a way, because of the fact it dilutes all other thinking, but you can't blame them. I will repeat, I cannot blame them. Because I mean, I don't want people saying it to me like, well, Jeffrey, if it was happening, I'm not saying that. Every single one of us would accept a 5 year, $250 million contract in the NBA. Every single one of us. I'm not saying that. I don't blame these players at all. They are smart for playing sports and making, a great living for themselves. The issue is that's the only thing that matters now. And it ain't because, hey, I love basketball so much. I want to play this game. Whether I was making $1 a year or nothing at all versus $250 million, I would still play it no matter what because I love the game that much. Some of these players, if it wasn't for these contracts, they would never even sign up. I mean, think about it. Like international players. You can't blame international players for coming to play in the NBA because they make 10 times as much in the NBA as they do at home. I mean, again, just as an example, but like Nikola Jokic has personally said kind of several times that he's not a massive fan of like America the way that we live, right? I'm not like that's a periphery way to say it.
Yeah, he's not even a fan of basketball. He likes
that's not a direct quote, but people know it's kind of been well documented.
He views it as a job.
When he's in the off season, he likes his home country, and that's awesome. That's fantastic. But my point is that if he could make what he's making in America in his own country, he would never be here. He wouldn't be playing in. I mean, that's something that is so obvious, but nobody says it. And it's like I'm not saying anything negative by saying. I think Nikola Jokic. I'm glad he plays in America, and he's a fantastic player. I love watching. He's one of the best players I've ever seen. But my point is that he is here because he's darn good at the sport, and the NBA is the richest league in the country, and he is so good. He's worth what he's worth, but that's why he's playing here. If he could make that where he's from, he would make it. He would play there. That's the point I'm making. It's like it's just changed the mindset. It's changed the way everything has been run because money is the focus. And I don't blame any players. I don't blame the execs, the ADs, and all these people in charge. But that is why things have shifted because, again, in the 50s and 40s and 60s, these players, they had second jobs. They weren't making squat, but they just loved the sport. It's changed now.
Like Wimby.
He
took a pay cut.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, anything else you got for tonight? Darrell, we'll start with you.
Oh no, man! This was a great conversation. I greatly enjoyed it. We need to have these more like just chill, talk about whatever you want to, hangout chats during the off season. Because as we can tell, the people love it, and if the people love it, and we like talking about it, then we should do the service for the people.
Yeah. I'll make sure to do better about talking more about Bama, especially as we're getting closer to fall camp. Because like on the college show, it's like,
well, Jackson, if the people don't mind it, then we're here for the people.
There we go.
Like, with all due respect, let me tell you this: since the title's East Carolina, Alabama will win by a lot. East Carolina will not score a whole lot.
Well, that's
Alabama
true.
will look great, and nothing will be learned from that game. Like 44-14, 52-7 type game.
Definitely the next game's going to show more.
Oh, 100%. Once again, like as of tonight, we're making sure that's the rule is do not be saying suck my proverbial area. If you want me to say the full thing, put it in a super chat. If you want,
it was highly entertaining, but it was completely out of left field. I was definitely caught off guard. I mean, the fact I was more caught off guard by that than anything Caden says is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's like
that was wild. It was like the whole conversation, like Burks was chill, and then just like nuclear on Michigan. I was like, whoa. I mean, again,
some people hilarious. Are like, I mean, that's just crazy. I so rude and so unprofessional. I again got to hit that dump button. Just got to find that dump button and just dump immediately, because some people are just unable. Jeffrey, you said this before. Sometimes when you get animated, you lose a little bit of control of yourself, and I think that's what happened to Burks. Because listen, Michigander, even though he gives me a lot of crap, he's never been hostile or angry or mean towards me or insulting me. He seems like a generally good guy, and I wish more of the Michigan fan base was like him in general. So I really don't understand what happened, but.
Yeah, and like I said, that's what I'm saying. Like, Caden likes Burks because he doesn't like his own team, doesn't like his own team, but his team like fans. Like that. That's what's funny to me. It's like the irony of it. It's like that whole statement of like the enemy of my enemy is my friend thing. That's like that's the vibe that Caden gives off in that. Relationship's not the right word, but that acquaintance, I guess, virtual acquaintance is like. Like, I like Burks. I like Caden fine when he's on here. I got nothing against that. I'm mostly just chill. Like the other night, everybody was talking about the tech stuff. Yeah, I got a little animated. And I mean, a lot of it I was joking around. I really wasn't that mad. I mean, I was just joking around. But like people just they think that you're losing it.
I might have went overkill on my joke, but I put it in a $2 super chat on Jeffrey's channel Tuesday night. That
was hilarious. I mean, I thought it was complete disrespect. I think Alabama's better than Texas Tech. I still believe that. I mean, like what I believe is different than what other people believe, and I'm just like, and it was kind of like a mock thing too, because it's like Tech don't deserve to be defended, right? They don't deserve to be defended after what they did with the Sorsby stuff. But you know what? If people believe they're better and want to do that, it's all good. I don't agree with it, but you know what? That's why we have these shows. That's why we talk, and that's why I wanted to make sure everybody knew, hey. I'm not upset about it. It's all good, because like some people legitimately get like mad and then it ruins, shows, relationships, friendships, all that stuff. It's not worth that, man. I'm not that mad. We had a great time. So same here. It's like everybody that comes on, I just want everybody to have a great time. If we get a little like in a debate, like me and you, Jerome, had like debates where maybe we didn't completely agree on something, but you know what? Like, the conversation is what makes it great, and like the ideas and the thoughts that we're having and springing to each other and stuff. That's what makes it great. And I don't know. I enjoy it. I appreciate you coming on. I love when you come on.
No, I appreciate the compliments, Jeffrey. It's always good talking to you. My only complaint is you aren't on more often, to be honest with you. I wish you were more available, but I understand life is in the way. You got a busy schedule. Looking forward to the college football season when Alabama goes 10-2, makes the college football playoff, gets everybody upset because they're in it for another year in a row, even though their offense may not look as good as other teams. But you know what Alabama does that other teams don't do is they win football games.
I'll tell you this, Darrell, you'll be very happy with the guest lineups that we're getting prepared for game week on each week.
Oh, it's going to be exciting. Definitely.
Oh, man. And Alabama beats Tennessee again, you'll be seeing some cigar smoking again on the post game show.
Hey man, that's the thing. Like we have to celebrate all the victories, man.
Oh,
it makes us appreciate them more, because like with Saban, I was even saying this back before I even had a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? Like I was telling Alabama fans, I'm like, you know what? There's going to come a day when we're not always doing this every single year, where we're winning and we're winning back-to-back natties, and every other year we're winning a natty. And I'm like, you know what? Like, enjoy what is here, but like, just remember, like, it's not always going to be this way, you know? Because like now, it's like we do lose a couple games every 2 or 3 games, or 4 games even. It's like you got to still appreciate the wins. Because a lot of fan bases just win all the time. You don't even appreciate the wins. When you beat Rutgers 56-7, it's like, who cares? All I know is when Indiana, in 2024, when they started winning, when they beat Nebraska like that, when they beat Michigan, I mean, those were just huge wins for that program. They ain't ever done that. And it's like, I don't want Indiana fans to lose that. Because, like, right now, they're still on cloud 9, and it's like, if they lost 3 games this year, they'd be disappointed, but they wouldn't be conferencing Eddie's head. When you get to the point where you start going for the coach's throat after a couple losses, you know you've kind of gone too far. Like, I understand when you got massive expectations and you want to win, it's great, but, like, some of these fan bases, and Alabama's one of them, like, we should not be going after DeBoer right now, man. Like, he's building something right now. 3 or 4 years from now, if his record is a whole lot worse and he's going 6-6 or something, all right, we got to move on. But, like, we should not be trying to, like Jackson would say, throw the baby out of the bathwater. You know, we got to appreciate the wins, hope our team improves, and we'll see what happens.
There you go. And Darrell, thank you as always for calling in. We always appreciate you hanging out with us, and we'll be seeing you soon. And stay safe, stay cool, stay away from that heat, my guy.
Will do. Thanks for having a great show. Hopefully the people will hit the like button. Looking forward to see you all next week.
Appreciate it a lot.
Good, buddy.
Can't wait to chat with you next week for sure. Absolutely.
Oh, man. Oh, we went a little longer than planned, didn't we?
Yeah, I was going to get off at 11:30, but you know what? Darrell was on. Austin was on. We had a great conversation. It was a great time. Dude, I mean, the highlight, though, was the cartoon talk. And hey, like I said to Austin, if you ain't ever heard some of those shows, it's totally fair. Just no way. It's just absolutely no way. But you know what? Hey, I mean, everybody, you know, they grow up learning and listen to different stuff, so you never know. I just stuff like that, though, I love. It's like when like that'd be like someone saying like, "Hey, I've never heard of Taylor Swift before," and it's like, dude, you don't have to like Taylor Swift. You don't have to like her music. You don't even have to know any of the songs. But if you do not like, I don't listen to none of that music, but I know who she is. Okay, I know who a lot of the other popular artists are. Like some stuff is just so ubiquitous in culture that it's like if you don't know it, I'm just blown away. There's no way. You know what I'm saying, Jackson? Like me and you know Gunsmoke. Not everybody knows Gunsmoke. They should, but not everybody knows Gunsmoke. Younger people, obviously, I think a lot of people here probably do. But no, but stuff, modern stuff, everybody knows like Simpsons and everybody knows Taylor Swift. Stuff like that.
We do have a couple hosts at the Voice College Football Network that have that kind of, you know, they're kind of like Marshall Dillon and Miskey, but also, you know, I was like really making sure that I really picked out a perfect nickname for them, but I call them the loose and amity of college sports content. I mean, I know the show is niche for a lot of people, but I mean, Chad and Terry.
I know what it is. When you say loose and amity, I know the hour.
Yeah.
I know what it is. I mean,
but I know that Chad and Tierney Smith are kind of like that, you know, because like they bring that magic on the Sooner Smith show Monday nights on the Oklahoma channel. I mean, they are coming on 2 years in November. I know Jeffrey and I are coming on 2 years on the Alabama channel, like the Alabama college. Like Jeffrey's been in the Alabama channel since October of 2024.
Wow.
And wild. And I've been doing the Bama channel since, you know, the start of the Caleb DeBoer era. So it's like, and I can tell you right now, it's a fun back. We'll tell when we get to that 2-year anniversary of the Alabama College show, like on the show of October 2026, we can tell you a little bit about the backstory about how it happened if you want, guys. Like, what do you think, Jeffrey?
I don't see a problem with that at all. I mean, it's definitely a.
I'll give you a hint. It's a shout out to TJ, who I always like to call him as the older brother of the Voice College Football Network, because that's what he is. As a matter of fact, check out their latest episode, Wolverines Live, and they had an amazing show Tuesday night. You can check out an article on that on vocfb.com. It's one of the best shows from this week, and honestly, we've got some great shows here on Alabama, the Voice of College Football as well. We've got some great videos coming up, especially on the early previews of Alabama, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia. We're getting some stuff planned out for Bama, Tennessee, Bama, LSU, Bama, Vanderbilt, Bama, Auburn. We're getting it all planned out for you guys all right here. And I know Jeffrey's got some stuff planned out. We're going to let him talk. I'm going to rest my voice for a little bit. What you got going on, good buddy?
Well, definitely. I mean, recently we had the tier list with all of us, Will and Austin and Jackson. That was very colorful and a lot of fun. Talking about we attempted to do a group of 5/6, whatever you want to call it these days, but I call it group of 6 because there's no Power 5. Pac-12 is no Power 5, but we attempted. We had Delaware in there, so if you're a Delaware fan, you kind of, if you want to know where your team is. But I'm sorry we didn't get to all of the group of 5 and 6, all that stuff. But we talked to all Power 4. That was a ton of fun. It was a great conversation with all of us, so definitely check that out. Also, me and Will went live to talk about some stuff, especially the LeBron James news. That was a big deal, and I just, it's so funny. Twitter, man, they deep fake you so much, man. Like they had today, they had the Shams parody account. Russell Westbrook's going to the 76ers, and I'm like, no, he's not. Like that was just so funny, man. Like stuff like that happens all the time. They can really fool you, but like. We definitely talked about that super team that the 76ers have. So there's going to be more streams in the future. I'm going to try to do some preseason college football content on my channel, Only Talk Sports. So if you haven't checked it out, I definitely would appreciate it if you check out my channel, Only Talk Sports. Also follow me on X as well to know when I go live on my channel or make videos or when I'm here at Alabama, the Voice of College Football, every Monday with Travion and Jackson, every Thursday on the Call-In Show with Jackson and all of you and everybody that calls in. We appreciate all the support you guys have shown, all the conversations that we have had with you guys. Because, I mean, that's what makes the show, man. I mean, me and Jackson, I'm sure easily, I know, like, I've had crazy long streams before. We could talk college football all night. We love college football. We could come up with anything to talk about in college football because we love the sport so much. And there's so many teams and, stories you can talk about. But it wouldn't be no fun without you guys. It would be fun, but it wouldn't be nowhere near as fun, if you know what I mean. Like with you guys, talking to you guys and getting your thoughts and opinions, what teams you root for, what teams you like, what teams you don't like, and then talking about crazy stuff like cartoons and stuff like that. It's a great time. That's why we love doing the Call-In Show and can't believe we're only 5 away from show number 100. Couldn't do it without you guys at all. We appreciate it.
That's going to be a fun one. So tell your friends, your family, and the cashiers at pubs about the magic that Jeffrey creates all on Only Talk Sports and on Alabama, the Voice of College Football, and on the Alabama College Show. And give him a follow at Only Talk Sports, where he talks sports every single day, or at least he tries to. Still got to give him that t-shirt of that quote. And, of course, you can check me out on Jackson Johnson 979. I swear I'll get some episodes back on there like I did last week. I'm like Gravity Falls, where it's just all air episodes when I can, but we've got some stuff. I've got some stuff in the making for Alabama Voice College Football, but also getting some stuff cooked up on SEC at the Voice College Football. And Mountaineer Paul and I are cooking some stuff up on College Sports Insiders. We're going to be joined by JT Worcestershire of Locked On Utes, discussing a fall camp preview of the Utah Utes. And, is there still some resentment towards Kyle Whittingham, or is it all moved on? How will the Morgan Scalley era work out for Utah? That's what we're going to be learning. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a fun ride. You'll see me on guest appearances on Locked On West Virginia from time to time, most of the week. And I can tell you it's always a fun ride. And for more, and you'll see some of my articles on voicecollegefootball.com, where, just getting some articles written about like some recaps of the past shows. And, I'm just writing about my takes on some of the interviews we see, whether if it's like some coach or player talking on the Pat McAfee show or the Rich Eisen show, or just some random podcast that you see, But for more updates on what we've got going on or what I've got going on, check me out, JacksBCFD on @/Twitter and on Jackson Johnson 543908 on Instagram and Threads. Note to self, I need to change that Instagram handle. And with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell so you never miss another video whatsoever. We will see you Monday night, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. But we could see you before then, as Mr. Mayo, the #1 JUCO of 2027, is making his decision as to whether he's going to Bama, LSU, Cal, or Arizona State or Mississippi State. He's making his decision on Sunday, but if he commits to Bama, we will have a video ready for you on Sunday, all right here on Alabama, the voice of college football. And we'll see you soon. And roll
Tide. Good night, everybody.